Previously on Street Fighter League, we had the oh-so-long-awaited run back of Punk and Team Panda going up against Mr. Crimson and Vodafone Giants. Vodafone Giants were able to get the W with Crimson actually taking the rivalry match, the grudge match. We may see it again later on, but who's to say? Moving on, we also had Team UYU in a do-or-die match going up against a giant in NordVid, and I'll tell you what, UYU in the clutch, Oil King versus Phenom, who was trying to get the OCV, clutches it out and gets the W to finally get Team UYU their first W on Street Fighter League. Is this the beginning of something amazing? I think so, but we'll see with this next week. And outside of that, we're also going to be looking forward to Team Nasser going up against Team NordVid. Both of these teams right now are 1-1. Of course, there's a big difference between being plus or minus in that win-loss column, so I know that they're going to be trying to put everything on the line to get that victory. And last but certainly not least, we have the full Dominican team, Team Bandits, going up against the Vodafone Giants. Bandits right now don't have a W in that column yet, and Vodafone Giants are looking just unstoppable with their strategy and their camaraderie. That's definitely going to be a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, it all goes down right now, this week on Street Fighter League.
Street Fighter League Season 4, Week 4, coincidentally. We're getting right back into the action, and this is no new dance for anybody. We have new teams and old teams. UYU and Nasser come back. They have new members, but we got some brand new teams into the fray. Of course, if you guys have been watching, we do have Panda. We do have Bandits. We do have Vodafone Giants as well as NordVid coming to join us here on Street Fighter League, and it is intense already. We're only 4 weeks in after last week's battles. I am actually still on edge, still trying to wait to see what's going to happen. But I think it's because that ban system that we've been so cherished here for Street Fighter League is really starting to flush out. We got the new players coming in complaining about it. The old players starting to get the swing of it.
Man, and they complain about it. That's actually pretty wild because, again, we have some of these top-tier players coming in from around the world, and now they're finally experiencing it firsthand. They're like, why am I the target ban this week? You better get ready for it because it's a double round robin here in Street Fighter League. You're going to be banned at least one half of this season, but only to be freed up next season, right? That's going to be one of the pivotal parts of the strategy, like not only focusing the ban on certain players because of the new teams, the newly structured old quote-unquote teams, but also the team format is now as important as it's ever been, right? Because all of these cats are absolute killers.
Yeah, it's really scary to think about it, right? We have players like Problem X now here, Phenom now here as well. I mean, even if you just look at Luffy being here as one of the champions from Street Fighter days of old and still competent, really says what's on the table. And it's going to, it can only get more and more tense for what's about to happen. We are at week 4. These battles are going to get crazier, but we should probably talk about the standings going into week 4 and how these teams have been faring so far. So let's get to it just to catch you guys up. So we have Vodafone Giants at 2-0 to head out and be at the top of the leaderboard. Of course, we have Panda right behind them at 1-1 in second place. Nasser sitting at third at 1-1. Under them is NordVid at 1-1. And UYU breaking the season curse, getting their first team battle with 1-2. And then at sixth place, we have Bandits, one of the new teams here, at 0-1, and it is going to be intense. And that's because I can tell you right now, it's only going to get harder as the season goes on. If you check out these standings, it really is only going to get harder.
Oh, without a doubt. We even had players kind of keeping their eyes like, all right, what happens in a tiebreaker situation? They already know what's at risk and how important all of these wins are because there's just so much on the line, right? $75,000 up for grabs, and we've seen the kind of cash that could be life-changing for some of these teams, right? And also, the teams that go in all the way from the playoffs and end up winning the competition are going to be facing off against the best of the best in Street Fighter League Japan as well. And again, we talked about this, right? The format that goes into it. Not only are we discussing the team formats, we're also talking about the bans, but more importantly, the Waseda style and the structure of it all, right? Let's talk about the format. Street Fighter League with the 3v3 Waseda style tournament, we have teams submit a player order, and if a player wins, they go to the back of the queue. If a player loses, however, they are eliminated from the competition for that week. The match continues until one team successfully knocks out the 3 players from the opposing team. In addition to the player order, all these player teams are going to be going to pick these bans to help improve their odds of winning in each and every one of these weeks.
Look, I can tell you right now, that 3v3 with Seda style, it's not as easy to get used to as a lot of people would like to believe, especially considering a lot of times we're only doing 1v1 style tournaments. And really, it's really hard to kind of wrap your head around it, coming from 128, 200-man tournaments to a team tournament where you have to consider the picks and the players that you could potentially be fighting. So that is something to think about. With that being said, though, let's talk a little bit about our team battles this week. We have Nasser going up against NordVid, and then for the second team battle, we do have Bandits going up against Vodafone Giants. This is going to be big. I mean, honestly, because we have Nasser, one of the strongest teams here, I feel like personally, still with that new addition of Problem X, which at any point in time, if he ever gets a free play, I think it's going to be dangerous. That Honda really did scare me last week when we were looking at it.
Oh, it sure did, yeah. Oh, no, without a doubt. We already have our official matches in place, but we do want to give an official shout out to Astro being a huge part of Street Fighter League, being the official headset and mix amp of Street Fighter League for all of these players. That A40 headset has been on each and every one of these players for their teams to make sure the comms are clear, to make sure the sound quality is in check, and of course you need all of it in play to play at your maximum efficiency. Using that Twitch panel down below to make that purchase and try it out for yourself. Again, the A40 headsets by Astro.
So thank you to Astro for being the official headset and mix-up of Street Fighter League Season 4. And with that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick break, but that's because we need to get to these team battles, and I know you want to get there too, so stay here.
If I go too far, please forgive me.
Riders have to strike out on their own.
Let's do this!
It's about time we get into week 4 of Street Fighter League Season 4. Vicious back at it again with Tasty Steve. And man, this is going to be huge because this is the first tiebreaker we're going to encounter for our team battles. It's Nasser versus NordVid. They're tied up 1 apiece, but Nasser has the slight edge because of their current win record.
Yeah, if you think about the fact that Nasser, now they have a little experience being around these parts in Street Fighter League. They're kind of showing Problem X the ropes at this point, but I want to see how this is going to mix up in the actual match, in all honesty. These two teams going head-to-head, the match caliber you guys are about to get, I'm telling you right now, certified.
Stamp it.
Dare you to find me better Street Fighter. The matches that you guys are going to see this week, I'm telling you right now, they're top 8, top 1, top 3 people trying to win tournaments offline, but everybody's ridiculous. This is going to be good, man. Honestly, this week's
so much
team
to go through.
is so
we were
much.
literally just talking about it right before the break, right? We were thinking to ourselves off stream, we're like, man, all of these matches are actually like Capcom Cup caliber.
All of them. Every one of these matches are Capcom Cup caliber. So let's look again at the team order. Well, not the team order, but the team. So Nasser, we got Problem X, we have Big Bird, we have Angry Bird.
Yes.
Angry Bird not doing too well this season, I feel like, when it comes to, if you just compare it to last season, just, I feel like really struggling to get his legs under him when it comes to the rest of the team. Big Bird came out swinging heavy, Problem X just as well, even though with the E Honda, right?
And it's kind of crazy.
And it still kind of worked out, but I expect nothing less of Problem X. Now, once again, Angry Bird is still top tier quality talent, but the fact is
Yeah.
that that lets you know how good the competition is here.
Yeah.
That even a player like Angry Bird that was so dominant, not only offline, but in last season, is really having a problem starting up.
Why have legs when you could have wings like Big Bird and Problem X,
Bars.
right? To be honest with you, it's only the beginning. It's only going to get better for this team because they've only played 2 matches thus far and had such a solid record. And being acclimated into this season of Street Fighter League already is going to be absolutely imperative because they're coming fresh off of their win from the Season 3 finale. Let's turn over the story a little bit to NordVid, right? These guys are the new kids on the block and have proved their worth thus far. Despite being 1-1, a lot of their matches came down so close to each other, and it's very impressive to see the kind of collaborations they've made thus far, the kind of adaptations they needed to become that team to be one of the bigger threats. Again, still hanging in the cusp of the top 4, and they still have so much more to prove, right? It's going to be so interesting to see these teams develop and play off against some of these veterans that have already been a staple to Street Fighter League, and I can't wait to see it, to be honest with you.
Speaking of staples just in general, let's talk about this team that you just mentioned with NordVid. Luffy, Phenom, and Veggie. Veggie, once again, already an established player, a great coach, knows his character, a birdie main, very strong person on this team. Phenom, we saw last week the last leg for NordVid, and honestly, you see why. Multiple characters under his belt, ridiculously strong, and really able to kind of like break down and a crazy rebuttal. Like, you can't keep the lead on a player like Phenom for too long because the minute he figures it out, he's going to change it up. And then, of course, Luffy, an Evo champion, a Street Fighter 4 player, so you know the legacy is there, and has some of the greatest understanding of what neutral is in a game like this. These teams are pretty evenly matched if I'm looking at them right now. It's going to be so hard to say. I want to know how this order is really going to affect this play because we've seen in weeks prior where, you know, that wrong matchup can really put you in a bad turn. That way you have one of your weaker players or one of the players you didn't expect, or maybe a player that's been nerfed because of those character bans left standing versus somebody with their main character and full power. So it's really, really going to be scary. I'm really interested to know their mindset going into these team battles.
Yeah, we are going to get into these team battles, but first we have to get that interview from Team Nasser with Big Bird standing by with Rob TV.
I am here with what may be the star of Street Fighter League up to this point, someone who's been just looking out of this world ever since winning Season 3's Street Fighter League. Big Bird, how you doing, Brody?
I'm good, good. How are you, bro?
I'm feeling real good, man. My dog.
One side note, bro. Are you not hot in here with the coat on?
Are you trying to? It's not cold in here to you?
I mean,
Are you trying to?
No, I'm not.
Are you trying to insinuate that I'm just wearing this for fashion and it's not actually cold in here? Anyway,
mean,
Big Bird, I think you guys have been doing really good up to this point. Obviously, even though right now you're 1-1, but even in the game you lost, the set you lost, it was to Panda. It was a good set, and you know, I don't think that anyone at this point is expecting you guys to not be in the playoffs and arguably be like probably the #1 team. So as far as your approach to this season, in sports sometimes where there's a super team, because you guys do have a super team, I would say, the regular season can subconsciously just feel not as important. Because like, you know what, I'm LeBron. I know I'm going to the playoffs in the end of the day. I'm gonna rest my body. I'm not gonna. Do you approach the regular season different than you think a regular team would or than you would last year? You know, like, do you think that maybe you're doing like some more data acquisition and things like that?
I mean, right now, to be honest, we do have a big chance in making it to the playoffs. Obviously, we can't take it easy because we don't know what's gonna happen, but we do have a big chance in making it to the playoffs. Whether we lose this fixture, like this rotation and or the second rotation to any of the teams, it doesn't matter because the playoffs is what matters.
Yeah.
So let's say we tried something different in the first rotation and it didn't work out, but we tried something different and it did work out in the second rotation. That's what we'll aim for in in the playoffs. So the playoffs, you only got one chance and the bands will reset and everything. So it's good to make up.
Testing kind of. You kind of can test. You kind of testing stuff out.
Yeah, it's good to make up a strategy from now in case you make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But right now, like we focus on winning. Obviously, we focus on winning the matches. But it's also good to have collect a little bit of data, like strategies and all that, because you know the playoffs. Even if you go 10-0, if you make it to the playoffs, you lose once, you're out. So.
Yeah. So you know, last season, you know, clearly you guys. Strategy, even you speaking like that, man, like your whole outlook on Street Fighter League, even when I'm hearing from you behind the scenes, off camera, I feel like you clearly have just gotten so much more comfortable with this format. You know, it's not like you were as used to it at first last season, and then in the second half, you more so adapted, and you know we seen like the Big Bird more so of what we're seeing today. Even though I think right now you're even better than you were even in the second half of last season. But can you speak to like you know how you have adapted to Street Fighter League? Like you know how does it feel different now than when you first came in at the beginning of last year?
I've always said that when I tried Street Fighter League last season, that was my first team tournament ever. That was my first ever serious team tournament.
Yeah.
So when I tried it, I was like, okay, I thought I was treating it as a normal tournament.
Yeah.
But the pressure is different from a normal tournament. Like in a normal tournament, you're playing for yourself. Mm-hmm. You lose, you make your own mistakes, it will only affect you. But in a team event, what you do might cost the others as well with you.
Yeah.
I was heavily overthinking about that in the first half of the season. That's why I didn't play well. But then I realized, like, even if I lost, I still have like 2 good players behind me. Yeah. So it's not really the end of the world. So I should play more comfortable. Obviously, try to do my job, but it's not really the end of the world if I choose because we still got 2 more chances with the 2 other players. In last year's case, it was Samurai and Angry Bird.
Yeah.
And now it's Problem and Angry Bird as well. So yeah, I feel like that should make me play comfortable, but I do agree that team tournaments generally require a different skill set than a singles tournament. It requires a different mindset.
Well, I'll tell you what, right now you guys are completely living up to expectations and, you know, I would probably say even exceeding them in some ways since you guys just won the championship as well. So right now everything is rolling in your favor. Best of luck in your next match. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Bird, please get me out of this cold. Oh my God.
And that's the kind of statement you could expect from a championship team currently with that W from Season 3 moving into Season 4. They just have one objective in mind, and it's to get into that top 4 spot first and get as much data as possible. Again, eyes on the prize is really what it's about for a team like Nasser. Again, you have such talented players, Big Bird, Angry Bird, and Problem X. Best believe they're going to have that kind of synergy and always be in tune with each other to have that goal in mind.
All right, just pivot one more time. Follow me here. Follow me. NordVid, right? We have Luffy, we have Veggie, we have Phenom. Still a strong team in their own right. And one of their stronger players is none other than Veggie. And Rob TV has an interview. Let's take a listen.
I have the pleasure of being joined by, in some ways, my mirror image, although he's a bit taller than I am, my guy Veggie. The reason I say that, of course, is because he is a media personality extraordinaire and also holds it down on the sticks, being a strong player. Veggie, how you doing, Brody?
Doing really good. Trying to focus on the next set. Trying to keep that, you know, the energy.
Yeah.
Energy is important.
I agree with that 100%. That's why your energy surprised me a little bit, man. In the team interview, the first team interview, and you told me, oh yeah, you know, there's some players here. There's players here, you know, might be a bit stronger than me. I think you just down. I feel like you kind of like a wolf in sheep's clothing or something like that, man. Where's your mindset at right now? Are you feeling confident? Are you doubting yourself a little bit? What's up?
Right now, I'm not very confident. After our last game, I think if my first match I just closed it out, I would have been very confident because I play like when I start like when it goes far, when I feel like I've done well, I just do better. But the opposite
Momentum.
side is, I feel like my Street Fighter mentality is a bit weak in that sense, where I kind of have to like have this early, or at any point like a good something, and then it's just the pressure just is gone.
Yeah,
the adrenaline is, I think it's hard to deal with as a player. I think it's very hard in a game like Street Fighter because you're using your hands, so you can feel like almost like you are combating yourself a bit as well when you're playing, because your nerves, it's very hard to control. I think the players who control the nerves the best, just that's also a reason why they are like so consistent sometimes.
For sure.
Because they're just like, they know how to deal with their nerves, and I think that is a skill in itself for tournament play. It's like a different thing being on ranked at home. You don't feel pressure, you might sit like this and play.
Of course, I mean, people in their boxers and whatnot.
And they play CPT in boxers sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. Remember what Momi? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Momi posts. This guy Momi. I think he made top 8 in CPT, and then he like posted a picture of his underwear on Twitter.
Yes.
I was like, I played in these. Like, bro, I should have blocked him right there and there.
Yeah.
But
Oh, Mommy's awesome.
I love Momi. Shout out to Glaze Gang. But with you bringing up the fact that it's a skill, I think that one of the things that characterizes a skill means that it can be improved on.
That's true.
Not a talent, but a skill, which of course you can refine talent too, but that's somewhat natural too. So maybe I think like the fact that you are even so conscious of this thing and out like forthright with it gives you an even better chance to, grow in that department. But outside of that, man, the teammates that you have here, your brother Phenom, and then of course you guys have Luffy here as well. It's a team tournament for a reason, bro.
Yeah, and and I think we need to, if we can start thinking, instead of thinking anchor this or that, start thinking more matchup. What player do you actually, or what character do you actually want to fight? Yeah. I think that is something that we can use more to our favor than just thinking anchor. Because if you're a first player and you win, you are the anchor. If the second and third lose. So we originally thought of the third player as the anchor, but that's actually nonsensical in a way that
it's not necessarily true.
It might. You also, let's say you're the first player out and you win, you have a break before you might have to anchor. Like Phenom had to go 3 games back to back against players who were and they were very aggressive to him, and he didn't have time to like think. So maybe if he only had to do 2, that would be better for him. So as you say, it's a team tournament. It's not about individual players alone. It's about how we think as a team. As you could see, Infectious' team, they put their anchor first, and they won a very important game.
I think that's multifaceted too. I remember when I was competing in Street Fighter League, sometimes we would do this. I remember Team Inferno, Punk's team, would do it. Punk would just go first, but maybe that's part of the reason, which you just brought up right there, but also getting a win to start off, like a more guaranteed win, gives your other players, even if they aren't as strong as the player that went first, a better chance to win because the momentum is high.
Yeah.
But
and the other team is stressed, right?
Yeah, so, and they're more stressed and there's more pressure on them now.
And you can imagine the pressure you felt going 0-3 now, potentially, in our last game. And then you could hear like their relief when Tommy beat me.
Oh yeah.
So we kind of gave them a better chance at getting the relief than if Phenom had gone first, who's the strongest player on the team. Yeah. So he could have maybe crushed their spirits more. So there's something for us to take back home tonight and think really through, not just think who's the best player, we put him last, but think what is the best for our team.
This is one of the things I love the most about Street Fighter League.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's a Street Fighter League. It's a team league. It's not it's not just, we have this player is so sick, we just put him and he will win. Yeah. Because it's back to back. We need to think more. So we definitely going back tonight to think more about our order than just, is Phenom or Luffy banned? Whichever is banned goes last. Yeah. That's not smart. I think we made a big mistake there, and we need to catch ourselves in that mistake now early and refine it, change it, and come back with better strategies, because strategies are a big part of the league, not just individual player. It's the entire, you can bait out a character. Let's say a person has 2 very strong characters, but your matchup against one of his characters is extremely strong. So you try to match yourself with him because maybe your teammate doesn't want to play the other character he plays. So even if you're at a deficit there, you are forcing him to pick a character that the team is more comfortable with.
You're giving a free game right now. You're giving a free game right now.
No, but things like that is something to start considering.
The interesting thing too, where I feel like I'm learning a whole lot about your mentality, and I'm sure everyone else is just the fact that I want to make sure everyone realizes these guys are 1-1 right now. It's not like he's talking like you would think they were damn 0-3 or something.
Yeah.
So you guys are looking great, but yet you're being so critical and being so critical of you guys' performance up to this point in your strategies. So I would imagine that would bode well for you guys. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, of course, Veggie, a man of multiple talents, man. I appreciate you so much, brother, and best of luck in your match up against Team Nasser.
Veggie with a very, very interesting interview with his twin, apparently, Rob TV. Only in the side of making content and being, a commentator as well. Still a very strong player, and it seems like they're really like hurting or hitting themselves for that loss. Even though their record isn't that bad, let you know just how serious they're taking this, right? Yeah. And also they have, somebody like Luffy apparently who doesn't pull any punches when it comes to talking about the opposition. Like he does not care.
It's so hard to tell when he's actually trolling, and it doesn't help that he does so a lot of it on Twitter. For the most part,
pretty powerful.
You can't tell sarcasm through text. I say that all the time, but I'll tell you what, though, when it comes to serious business, Luffy is definitely the guy to go to. He is a straight shooter, as Veggie said, not only off the court but on the court, right through the sticks with Armika. However, it's very important to point out that Nasser has banned that Armika. We didn't get to talk about it too much, right? NordVid actually going for the Rashid pick as well, so that's going to be aiming not at Problem X this time, who has been the main target for these last 2 games, but instead going towards Big Bird.
Big Bird actually going to be hit this time, but we've seen still the kin is right there, right? But now you have to worry about Problem X playing with any one of the characters he feels is comfortable. But here we go. Angry Bird going up against Luffy. This is going to be a good one, guys. We have Nasser versus NordVid. This is game number 1, week number 4. Let's get it.
And we've seen the kind of play that Luffy likes to employ early on with this Colleen, right? Really setting the tone and always goes down to near timeout, right? He wants to get as much data as possible to either whiff punish you or force errors, but I don't think Angry Bird is that kind of player, right? He's not going to be the one to give you free whiff punishes. In fact, he's going to be the one to out-footsie you in neutral, and so far, Angry Bird has made all the right decisions thus far against Luffy.
Getting backed up to this corner already. The patience is on point as always. I feel like that's been one of the staples of Luffy's gameplay. Playing so solid, really not giving a lot of opportunities for the opponent to get a hit, find that hit, especially the opponent that you don't. And I'm pretty sure I said this a few weeks ago. You never give Angry Bird anything.
Nope, not at all. And it's a huge difference, right? When you're going into seeing Luffy play this particular matchup, he faced off against Kami and fell 2-0. There's something about Seth that he has not figured out yet.
Back throw this time. Can get something started, not ready. The anti-air not going to be successful.
Oh, and that's great. Just moving out of the Annihilation Sword, getting himself a whiff punish, a big one at that. Look at the amount of red. That was 100% Annihilation Sword. That had to be from Angry Bird.
The jump back didn't activate. Oh,
dude.
Wow. Annihilation Sword. Instantly looks back to his team for words of encouragement. Luffy goes down around.
Even if that didn't kill, still being within V-trigger, it would have been extra damage. Nothing on the side of that. Okay. Wow, okay. Just a little bit. Oh, boy. Gets opened up at the very last second, too. Checking the movement. No confirms with the big back roundhouse. EX mad. Cradle is going to get huge punish instead.
Okay.
Nice.
Another drop. No, that had to be a frame kill. This guy is playing with it.
Okay, wait a minute. Luffy waking up here. Colleen, we've seen in recent weeks, just hasn't had too much success with it. Okay, trying to go for the tick throws.
Yeah, that's super +2. And not finding the gap to contest. That was the roundhouse cruel disaster.
Skill being
nice.
Getting a lot of use here.
Good job.
Okay, dash up. What a check. That should be it if you just take the air throw there. There we go. Okay, all right. Luffy getting something started here.
Final round.
So far, so good, but you're looking at the meter down below. Angry Bird with a slight advantage, being able to get a huge corner carry combo if he gets the opening. Same with Luffy, actually, just being able to spend 1 bar. He does have 2 great anti-air, crouching, heavy punch, no big commitment.
Okay. Defense. Solid on the side of Luffy.
Nice.
Oh. I feel like they could have a little bit more out of that. Still reserving a lot of meter for himself as Angry Bird. Getting some of these hit confirms just would be a little bit more impactful if he's able to spend it, but he has other plans in mind.
A cruel disaster. This pace very, very fitting. What an interrupt right there. Back throw again. This is where we saw Luffy come alive.
Uh-oh.
What an air-to-air. Gets the forward throw again. Stun becoming a factor. Seth better be careful.
Ooh-wee. One more throw is going to be death. Yeah, V reversal's out. I like that choice from Angry Bird. Not going to be getting the big comeback factor, though.
Oh, wow. Might not need it. As CA. This throw looks like he could be in kill range now. So now, Colleen, you better be very careful.
Ooh, he's fishing. He's fishing for a critical art finish. No more trigger on the side of Luffy. Oh, barely biting. You gotta be
Wow,
quicker than
I
that.
can't believe he didn't hit a button right there. Luffy with the patience of a grandmother watching her grandkids, bro. I can't believe it.
You're actually dead. What happened? What
As soon
happened?
as I said that. As soon as I said that. Get in my belly, dead.
Can you believe the entire round of that all happening? Angry Bird was down, had 2.5 openings, didn't spend bar once, and saved it for the very end. My man had it all planned out to a T.
What were we just talking about before this set started? Like, man, you can't give Angry Bird anything. You actually can't give him anything.
He's not the type to hold anything back, but at the same time, that was the most calculations I've seen from Angry Bird, just holding on to that meter. Oh,
Okay. Go straight into the V skill and stall.
and that interrupt too. Oh, you thought you were gonna get something out of that. Big counter hit conversion there from Luffy. Other side incoming. No, instead backs away to safety. I like that from Angry Bird using the jump option. Still in hot pursuit. Little bit of trigger left, so maybe could sneak in a hit, but no.
Lots of staggered pressure here, but just not able to find anything big. Life lead in favor of Angry Bird in this set. Colleen's in trouble. She needs to do something.
Almost out.
Right there at 2 bars, and trigger does not look like it's going to come this round, actually. Okay, gets the EX Parabellum, something big. Takes the Oki.
That's okay. It's okay.
Oh,
but still-
anti-air again and throw back to the corner.
He backed away just for that moment, but didn't have an answer for it whatsoever. Forward throw now. One more throw is going to be more than enough. Oh boy, you thought you could grab from that far? Yeah, you can't do anything after that because he couldn't cancel it. That was smart. Very, very smart from Angry Bird. Nice and easy. Kind of throwing Luffy off guard too. Using the Hekatonkeries, kind of waiting to see whether or not Luffy was going to punish, right? Because he still had a follow-up, so that was smart. Thinking 2 steps ahead, letting the Hekatonkeries rock, and maintaining the corner positioning.
Okay,
Nice. Yep.
cancels until the
Man, he called you an idiot after that?
idiot, and you gave it to me. That's why I'm calling you an idiot.
That's
What the-
exactly why. Why would you let me
Thanks,
have this?
stupid.
Dummy.
Ooh. You're a big bird. Let Angry Bird know
It's fine.
Fine, fine.
that he's still in control of the game.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Trigger's done now.
Ooh, crush.
How do they get from so far? Oh, crouching heavy punch again, checking the low movement. Boom, here we go. EX Parabellum. Parabellum on fire. Here we go. Dash up.
Okay. The launcher going to get the full follow-up side switch and didn't spin any more of that trigger. I like that decision. Oh, folks could have had something right there.
So any big confirm from a heavy normal for Angry Bird will kill while you're still in V-trigger. Get that little extra damage from the critical art.
Yeah, that trigger runs out for Colleen. And now Angry Bird back in a good
Nah,
position.
that's
Not
not
that
enough.
good a position. It's definitely not enough.
It's not going to be enough, right? And you're going to lose yourself a little bit of that positioning we talked about earlier. Dash up, but still check with the low medium kick. Not much in pursuit afterwards, but nice and easy. Stand short, does it.
Okay. Luffy trying to make something happen right here. Okay.
I like the interruption there from Luffy. Spent a little bit of bar there, was Angry Bird, but, you know, not too bad. That's messed
Oh,
up!
wow. Delays the fall with the air attack. I like that. I like that. That Annihilation Sword delays the fall, but here comes Angry Bird once again. Full control.
Oh, that could have been stun too, just jabbing out of the way, but stun is definitely imminent. Okay, well, you know, I lied to you.
I was about to say, fighting out of the corner. Wow, not close enough to get the EX.
Ooh.
Cool disaster, but this is going to work out. Shimmies a little bit. Luffy in control.
Ooh, that could have been huge. You could have gone to EX Parabellum.
Life lead just about even.
Plus frames too. Yep, back dashes to safety.
Just walks up just to get that positioning in the corner. Luffy in a bad spot.
Kind of tough right now. No interruption between the cruel disaster. Not enough life left. Oh my, it's too far. It's way too far. He knew it too. Angry Bird hanging in there. I like that. 2 games eliminating Luffy.
Luffy's starting to get something started there in the later rounds, right? I feel like his pace is fine. The pace that he's playing is fine. It's more about the fact that, like, some of these people that he's playing, a.k.a. Angry Bird, you really can't let them get started at all. Because once they see that there's any kind of weakness, like they feel like you don't know the matchup well, like this character might not be something you can pull it out with, I feel like it's really easy for them to snowball, take control, and really put you on notice. Just make you respect them a lot more than, you know, typical, especially in these tense situations.
Yeah, so we're moving on into the next match going up. Big Bird versus Veggie. This is going to be kind of interesting because Big Bird is also one of those players that is pretty much unbannable. We've seen the Rashid, we've seen the Ken both at play at very high level. In fact, there were some certain instances where Big Bird opted to use Ken regardless of what the ban pick was. So it's going to be going up against Veggie, who is fully unleashed with that birdie. We haven't seen too much of it just yet, but we understand the potential of what Veggie possesses with this character. Like, we've seen what he can do against top-level players. We want to see how it's going to go up against the top player here in Street Fighter League because they are part of the current champions, right, with Team Nasser. I want to know what Veggie does to step up to the plate. He had a rocky start last week, or he had a rocky set last week, but the week prior to that where he has to face off against Bandits, he did get a W on the board against Cabba, so he's not out of the woods just yet. He does have a W on the board, but he still needs to prove himself part of Team NordVid. Right now, he's got quite a contested hand. I feel like there could have been a little bit more on the punish.
Definitely could have been a lot more. Yeah, that boar horn, though. You want to use it a lot of times to get through projectiles, keep them on their toes, just in case, you know?
Absolutely, you do.
I don't know why. The way he's wearing this outfit is cracking me up. I always forget about
the tracksuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps it unleashed.
Don't worry. Immediate kick. Wow. Wow.
You know, we kind of saw what happened earlier. Missing that punish didn't mean a damn thing to Veggie. We're talking about this control, too. There's just so much that Birdie could put out there.
Wow. Hold this bubble gum. Eat dirt.
Oh, man, when the bubblegum hits the floor.
Yeah, bro.
You know how many footsteps have been around Bison's lair? It's unsanitary.
Just imagine. Oh, God. Oh, wow. Crouching heavy punch. Go straight into the bullhorn. Uh-oh. Then knee bash. This is how Ken gets started while the opening up jab first game is going to go to not Big Bird, but Veggie.
That's not just me.
Ah, damn. This guy can play.
This guy can play.
Patches O'Houlihan would be proud. No, all jokes aside, though, Veggie doing complete work and sheer dominance when it comes to controlling that neutral phase of the game. Applying a lot of pressure with the threat of those normals is really starting to stack up to Big Bird.
Definitely true.
You see what I'm saying? Look at that. It's throwing out the stand short as a little bit of a bait, ready for the whiff punish. It's a whole different style of Veggie that I like seeing.
Ooh, okay, gets the target. Goes for the heavy punch DP on top of it. Quick backdash, not going to work out. Ooh, EX.
That was cool. That was a cool interaction. I like that.
I don't know what that sound effect is for the bubble gum, but I need to give me a pack of that bubble gum.
It evaporated through the heat.
All right, EX Tatsu to get in. Ooh, counter hit, crouching medium punch. This isn't looking good. Forward throw, knee bash didn't work out. There's another one. Okay, activate. V reversal.
V reversal. You saw the reversal, by the way. Was not allowed to press a button because of the advantage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that bubble's not going to be a huge threat. One touch away, but what if he pulled one?
Nice!
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say he needs to close out before he gets super, but now he's going to have CA going into the second round. This is not out of the question for Big Bird to run this back, but I will say Veggie's playing an amazing game right now.
Yeah.
Stand light kick, the normals he's using is really seeming to be giving Big Bird a problem.
And it's not even like giant normals that are hitting. He's really pestering with some of those light normals and going into conversions if it's a counter hit, or using those normals to bait out something else, or get a punish even off of the roundhouse against Ken. Walking underneath the bubble, getting the first throw. Back throw now. It's going to be Big Bird slightly in control, at least to this point of the stage, being able to apply these normals and plus frames. After that EX fireball busting out is Veggie. You thought you could V-skill out of there? No, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
EX with the pluses. Yeah, we can't do anything about that. Good pressure here. We've seen Big Bird do this before.
Nice.
Use that EX pressure to get
V reversal. Can't press the button after that, and Veggie knew it.
Veggie in trouble once again. Okay. EX already spent. Trigger on the table. And active for Birdie. Still
nice!
getting lower. getting low.
Nice!
Yes.
Overhead, one game apiece now. The rebuttal.
Because when he uses the V skill too, he reels back. So it will make your button whiff. So forget about any button. When you've got EX overhead, just DP punish. It'll be both options.
Don't worry about it, Ad.
DP right away, right?
Just play the same game plan.
Yeah, because if he does the V skill too, it reels back. And then if you try to do a button beforehand, it will whiff. So if you've got EX overhead, just do a DP punish.
Yeah.
Giving him the tech. Problem X giving Big Bird the tech right now.
That's so dangerous to have in your corner, right? You have a second that's kind of like a mad scientist in his own right. He streams so much of Street Fighter and just knows the game inside out to a certain degree that most players don't even get to witness. And you have him as a coach to break things down for you? That's broken.
That's actually stupid. Ooh, see, look, he said, yup, that's exactly what he was talking about. That extended hitbox on that heavy punch DP definitely working out.
Jeez. Man, you not only have problem X, but you also have problem Y and problem Z.
Yeah.
This is actually kind of broken. That controller, that piece of information really changed a lot, as you can see from Big Bird's outcome into that game. Ooh,
Just starting it off, I like that.
Punch the goofy out of me.
Lovely.
Oh, throws him out. This is not looking good for Veggie. Crouch short. The normal game has been so good, but just not able to capitalize and take some big damage and make it count. We saw it in that first game, but this is set point for Big Bird, and that turned around quick.
It's just like the interview they had before the game, right? He's trying to get all the information necessary to conquer.
Yep.
And he's doing so right now. He took that L at the beginning. He's dissected all the information now for that success. Can Veggie find his way out?
Fighting back, just walk up jab from Big Bird. Okay.
Too many dashes, and he knew it too. One dash, sure. Another one, Big Bird is 1,000% checking it.
Yeah.
Hence why we see that result. Big Bird, 2 games to Veggie's 1.
Man, it was looking very promising for Veggie at first, right? Looking really promising for Veggie at first. Just not able to clutch it out on that second come around, right? Just that second game, it sounded like that advice that Problem X literally told him to do, it worked instantly. Because he was getting away just doing EX bull headbutt, right? Like he was like, you know what? I'm going to keep doing it because there was no punishment coming from Big Bird. The minute Problem X got some downtime, he's like, yo, heavy punch DP that. It'll stop. And it worked. But now, speaking of the mental support, Problem X coming up to the stage right now. Problem X, the last player on the side of Nasser right now.
Oh no, fully unleashed Problem X. M. Besson.
I don't know.
What you came to do, girl?
But they finna fight in the street. In the street, though. This is about to be a good one. We're gonna have Phenom versus Problem X. That's gonna be the next match here. Nasser versus NordVid. It's not looking too good for NordVid right now.
And the wild thing is, you get this each and every week, ladies and gentlemen. You get to see this caliber of fighting in Street Fighter League all the time now.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of wild to see where we've evolved, right? We don't have to wait till pool play. We don't have to go through any of that. Of course, that's cool as heck, but you know what's even cooler? Seeing all these guys come together.
It's true, man. It's the International Players Ball. I said it last season, and it still holds true this season. International Players Ball. All over the world we've gathered, collected the talent to bring this Street Fighter to you guys. And not only in just a regular exhibition tournament. Nah, this is a 3v3 tournament. $75,000 on the line. The winner gets to fight SFL Japan team winner. Like, what else do you want? What a great way to send this off, right? You got these guys battling through the best players in the world to fight the best team in Japan, where some of the most killers reside. Speaking of killers, Problem X about to pick Alex,
that real,
like
though?
I said before.
Wait a minute. Is that real, though?
Yo, he's locked in.
We've seen a glimpse of that, Alex, way beforehand. We've seen glimpses of that a ton of times and a ton of events in general. But is that going to be...
It's going to be perfect for a warm-up.
Oh, boy.
Let's go, Problem!
You hella know this matchup, Steve.
I definitely know this matchup.
You hella know this matchup.
You do, too. You actually know this matchup, too, so it's all right.
Oh, man, we've done this too many times. But now it's going to be even better because we get to see it in the hands of true professionals.
This is true. This is definitely true. I'm not mad at it, but here we go.
You're going to steal stuff. I'm definitely going to steal stuff. And you guys at home are definitely going to do it because we've CC'd every player that we've CC'd round town. This is indeed the International Players Ball here at Street Fighter League. Let's get it right now. Phenom versus Problem X.
Tries to use that slash elbow to get something started. First off, props to Problem X for using that classic Alex outfit.
Problem. You know what? I'm going to say same with Phenom. You got the classic Alpha 3 skin. I appreciate you. How about that?
No, that's true. Why are you looking at me, bro?
I'm just saying I'm
a fan of the Third Strike Alex design. That's all I'm saying.
You really are, actually.
Yeah. Also, Alpha 3 is definitely one of my favorite Street Fighter games ever. So
I respect it. Same with Third Strike for me. Oh, yes. You already see it happening, coming to fruition. If you are not on point with any of your slash elbows, you're going to get riv punished. This is tough. This is actually pretty tough.
Raw activation on the trigger after 4 heavy punch.
Don't get caught with that low forward. You're going to get put to sleep.
Slash elbow starting to add up a little piece of gray life over there. Thing is Alex takes off enough damage to where these life deficits, although they are big, one slip up can put him right back in the game.
And you see how much patience Phenom is willing to show off, right? You kind of talked, or you kind of heard from Veggie from his interview. Watching Phenom play is kind of like listening to classical music, right? It's a little bit slow on the tempo, but then it sort of slowly starts to build up. You got to get acclimated to it, and it takes a person of class to really enjoy it.
Speaking of, man,
anybody can enjoy it.
Yo, this is starting to come back into control, but it's only about 15 seconds left on the clock and a lot of damage remaining on Karen's side.
Oh, you thought you could just try to grab?
He went for the EX Hyper Bomb. Yeah, this is going to suck. Yeah.
That's tough. That is actually pretty tough.
And then you heard
sick.
You heard Problem X say, okay, I want to see some more crouching medium punch. There you go. Can you hear me?
Reason being is because it takes Lariat, please. It takes away a lot of the space that Karen wants to play at, right? Being able to buffer some of her normals is going to be important, but at the same time, it's like keeping it ambiguous between crouching medium punch and crouching medium kick, or even standing medium kick. You have to really understand the ranges that Alex can play at in order to get those whiff punishes. But if you dash up and get a full conversion, that's cool too.
Okay, crouching jab, didn't take anything from it, slash elbow, and you could just see Phenom just holding back.
Oh boy, what?
I'm not sure what that was.
There had to be a little bit of overlap. Maybe he went forward, down.
Nice.
Oh, this is about to hurt. This is about to hurt. Are you going to take the side switch? No. Going to take the V trigger too.
Sleep.
Lariat again? No. That's the guess, though. He could have just did Lariat again.
Plus frames. Oh, that's... I was going to say, that's a pretty dangerous spot to be in. Excellent choice of V-reversal. Oh, that could have been a big punish. He was still recovering. He just let go of the Tenko so soon.
And he had trigger. He could have killed. He actually could have killed.
No, he let go of it earlier with that V-reversal right after the stomp. So either way, Phenom was still going to look at a good amount of damage plus the corner carry.
Nice.
Oh, you're dead.
Shit.
Hyper bomb. You can't escape. Capcom, can we put that back in the game? You can't escape.
I need that.
He already has it, though. He has it on the CA, but I want to know Hyper bomb.
It has to be on Hyper bomb.
Yeah, right?
Oh.
Patience. Looking really solid. Oh,
you were talking about some of the normal usages, right? But man, Phenom letting it rip at the right time.
Dash up, wants to keep that control. Not a lot of crouching mediums coming out here, and just letting Karen inch up into your space is not what you want.
Oh, he missed the hard part of the combo. Being able
and
to get
still didn't get the confirm right there.
That could have been V-Trigger 2 follow-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, while you're standing, you get any of the mediums, you could cancel it into V-Trigger 2, get the DDT, and it gives you that Oki scenario also. There it is!
Oh, that
Caught him moving back!
Combo.
Oh, but it's too far away. Karen's walk speed getting out of danger. That's going to be tough for Problem X in critical art territory, right? Could get the chip damage. Oh, more than enough. Orochi, you already know.
Okay, playing good. Still playing good. Playing good, don't worry about it.
I need to know what the reasoning is behind this pick, Alex for Karin, right? I feel like his Bison is more than stable enough to take on this matchup.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you could tell me. I don't know how the Karen Bison matchup feels. This is just hard, though. I can tell you this right now. Alex versus Karen is just difficult for me. I'm not sure how you keep this character at bay without standing medium punch, crouching medium punch, standing medium kick, and taking some of these big swings. We saw the big crush counter with the standing heavy kick, and it worked out. But the more crouching medium punches, the better. Oh, nice. Gets the buffer right there. Actually had the charge partition with the standing heavy punch into that slash elbow. Yeah, let me see some more of that slash elbow. Slight punch, kick slash elbow, just to push back a little bit. Trigger activation, back throw from Phenom, and we're back in the middle of the stage.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Activation time, just within range. Sleeper hold. Do it again.
Nice,
Type of
nice.
bomb.
Let him know. Let him know.
Look how quick these rounds go. If Problem X gets to do what he's trying to do. Like, just look how quick they go.
Is it weird that every time I see an ender like that, I still see the exploding kitten from Demon Dan?
Nope. Shout out to Demon Dan.
I still see it.
Every time, man. I see a DDT, I just wait for the explosion afterwards.
Yeah. It gets me every time. Shout out to Demon Dan. Again, I'm telling you, man. You guys are genius. Here we go. The slash elbows kind of keeping the approach a little bit ambiguous, right? Not just focusing on the mediums that Alex has, but also kind of closing the gap, getting that chip damage
Down in
in.
the corner.
It's done a good number so far. I mean, slight life lead could change all in the blink of an eye. Just like that. As we just said, we prefaced it. Now it's just about tied using only one bar.
Stand light kick, tries to walk up and get the throw.
Frames, you reversal out.
Man, consistent with the stomp V reversals. There's more. There we go. More of that light kick slash elbow. Oh, wow.
You committed to it? You actually committed to the rest of
bro,
it.
it's going to hurt. Side switch? No, it's going to take the yoke. Lots of meter, though.
Power bomb him. Don't you do it.
Do it again.
Do it again? Oh, you won't. Oh, man.
Oh, that was bad. Plenty of trigger.
Dash
Stand.
up. Activation. Check your legs. Yes, sir. You already know Problem X is hanging out.
Ready for it. Ready for it. Oh, what? Ready for it.
Oh, boy.
Needs to be
Oh,
careful
boy.
overextending right now. EX for Sinha is there.
That's fine. Yeah, no longer a threat in that trigger. But Alex with a slight life lead, being able to control that space again. That's excellent usage of the bait from the light normal Problem X, taking advantage of the fact that Phenom wants to react.
Is this the first time we've ever seen this character on Street Fighter League? Have we ever seen another Alex? I can't remember, honestly. I'm going to be real.
I don't think so.
One game apiece here.
I don't think we've ever seen Alex.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. You know, I'm an Alex fan, so the more Alex, the better. This is what you talked about. Problem X streaming. When I watch your stream and I see the Alex, I'm like, I'm listening. Give me more.
All I know is clip that.
Clip that. Answers back with a lariat.
And it's so much more dangerous nowadays, right? Even after like that lariat, you're still in that plus scenario, and with the inclusion of like the extra range on some of the power bombs, it just makes it an even bigger thing. Get out of here!
That's what you use to get away from.
I love it. The cross chop on the way out, the flexibility.
Oh, stand medium kick. What a good choice.
Oh
no, anti-air at
that was
all.
That was actually a really rough angle to even try to attempt it. I get it.
Yeah, you would definitely have to be anticipating the throw that close to, the jump that close to the corner.
Slash elbow reversal and still checking with those mediums. Is Phenom still trying to get out of the ranges that Alex wants to be comfortable at? That could have been huge, but he was crouching. Crouching. Oh, no confirm, but it's fine. You still have the rest of it to back you up while in V trigger. I gotta say, man, there are some of these hits that Alex can get, but if the other character is crouching, like, what can you do from further out? You can't go in for the sleeper hold.
You really
have to hold it.
You have to use, like, you have to already be charging. You have to already be charging to do, like, slash EX slash elbow in a lot of these situations, right?
But as you're moving forward, trying to, like, reclaim your space or close the gap, even if you're in trigger, there's nothing you can really do. And that's one of the blatant weaknesses, I feel like, with trigger 2. So long as the character is crouching down, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. I mean, you saw what happened last time. He got the confirm. Out for the confirm, you can do, standing heavy and get the knockdown and reset. But you can't, like you said, you can't force him to stand up. Phenom playing a lot slower.
Oh, that hit at the very end. Did you see that?
No, goes for the throw, activate.
Oh my
Oh,
God, more lariats. You're actually stunned. No, I thought that was enough. I thought they matter. All right. Not bad.
Set point, Problem X. With the Alex nonetheless, though.
So sick.
Damn, that was ball.
Full critical art on deck for Phenom, but still match point here for a man's Problem X. Actually, for both, technically. Full critical art on deck. Again, any one of these hits, singular hits, can lead to a huge confirm, so long as it's from a crouching medium. Oh, boom! Do it again. Okay.
You know I'm about doing it again, man. Slash elbow, that's what I like to see. That light kick slash elbow.
Not budging one bit, though. Oh, boy.
Can't take too many more of those. Tries to go for the tick throw. Ready this time. Not ready that time, though.
I feel like every time he texts, fool, that's what he says. blocking the lariat pressure afterwards. No V reversal to save him there, but still not being susceptible to that light. Very good decision for defense.
Ooh,
But
and that's what I was talking about. You have to have already been charging.
He went for the grab. I gotta say, these EX uppercuts always paying off.
Nice.
You thought you could get away with it? You thought you could go up on me like that? Nah, elbow, regular, stand light kick, no size, give me a Diet Coke.
You know what's funny? We actually saw Phenom go for that same thing versus versus someone else. I can't remember. I believe it was last week. We saw Phenom commit to that option. Versus Kami. He kept trying to use the flip over option, and I was like, bro, he plays Punk. You really think he's not going to be ready for that? Somebody might have been paying attention because that was the first time he went for it that entire game, and he was ready with the stand jab from Alex. Great play, man. That was looking a little rocky at first. I ain't going to even stunt. That's why I was so quiet. I'm like, how was he going to pull this back?
You were quiet? What do you mean?
Listen. What ended up happening was, like, he started using crouching medium. As soon as I said, I was like, yo, there's no crouching medium punches at all. That happened, and it really makes Karen play a little further back. She's like, you know what? Let me start using these medium kicks because I'm not trying to keep getting hit with these crouching mediums, and, you know, they really, really hurt. And that was the main poking tool. I was expecting to see a little more medium kick, but found a couple of big crush counter fears, roundhouse kicks, got the damage conversions as well, especially that last combo with the V trigger on top of it.
Nasty. Absolutely nasty. Just about as nasty as the score that just presented itself, right? Nasser fully dominating NordVid 3 whole sets straight. But I will say, to NordVid's behalf, they did manage to get at least a game from Veggie, at least a game from Phenom. Surprisingly enough, though, Luffy got shut out 2-0 by Angry Bird. We thought it was going to be a lot closer than that, but fact of the matter is, Nasser came out on top in this imperative tiebreaker. Again, it's still pretty early. It is week 4, but man, all of these wins count. And we've talked about it for a while now. You guys should be knowing that every one of these wins going into the standings is what's going to separate you from that last spot, just in case if you're trying to inch your way into the top 4. So big ups to Nasser, and for NordVid, there's still plenty more weeks to play.
There's a lot of weeks left to play, man. I honestly think that, like you said, we have 15 weeks left. 15
weeks of regular play into the 16th
regular
week.
Play, and that's a lot of games to play. Separating it into 2 halves, right? In that first half, you can do as much as you need, but that second half hits, they can't ban the same character. And one of the things that we've always seen here is that they always ban in that first half, right? So they don't have to worry about it the second half. What if someone actually switched it up eventually? Is to say, you know what? Let them rock the first half, shut them down the second half. Stuff we haven't seen anybody do it just yet, but that's just a big brain play, right? To be like, you know what? Let them rock a little bit, and then just take the rug from under them and make them hold
hey, yo,
it.
give me that.
And like, you're having fun. Huh?
Whoa.
You got to play with my characters and everything. Well, I hope it was fun because it's not going to happen in the second half of the season. I can tell you that right now.
No,
but
without a doubt.
And just Problem X being able to take it with the Alex on top of that, that's going to be a clean sweep for Nasser. And I believe we have an interview with the winner on the stage. But before we get there, we got to show a little love to Astro.
Oh, we got to show a lot of love, as a matter of fact. We've been supplying our players with the A40 headsets for that crisp, clear sound, along with that mix app to maximize the efficiency and make sure every sound is heard in the midst of their battle, as well as the clear comms they've been going through to establish some of those team synergies, some of the team strategies that you heard, and how much that came into play, especially with Team Nasser, all because of Astro's involvement with the production of Street Fighter League.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because that tip came from Problem X, and Hollywood Rob TV has an interview with him right now.
Could we really expect anything less from men like Problem X coming into your Street Fighter League debut? You haven't even used the character that we know you the most for up to this point, being Bison, and yet you still have big victories like the one you just scored. How does it feel to perform like this, man?
I mean, yeah, it's always good when you can play with, you know, secondaries or whatever comes after that for your characters. Yeah, I'm happy. I got to grab some people, so it's all good.
Yeah. The scoops are pretty disgusting, man. What was the theory going with the Alex here? Because, you know, I know speaking to you were saying that you did think that they might not ban Bison because you guys are from the same area. They're used to playing against your Bison. In this situation, you went with the Alex. I was thinking maybe because, like, maybe if the other 2 guys hadn't lost already, you might have gone with a different character. But since it's just the Karen left, you want to do the counter pick. Is that true? What's the theory behind the Alex pick?
Yeah, so what it is, obviously with these guys, Angry and Big Bird, that's insane backup. Yeah. So when they won their games, I'm like, well, you know, I can go to the casino now. So that's basically what it was. So I was like, yeah, I can run Alex. And also, because he just, you know, he would have to beat 3 players. So I kind of wanted to be like, okay, I don't want you to beat my Bison, which you can, you know, solid. And then you get that momentum. So I was like, even if you somehow get past me, I want you to demonstrate all types of matchups. So we're going to have random, then we're going to have slightly random, and then we're going to have solid. So you got to beat all of that. Rather than me just playing that methodical, dry sort of style. I think Karen might actually win that at this point, despite what other Karen mains may want to say.
Hold on, which match are you talking about? Honda?
No, Karen Bison.
Come on, bro. So, look, we having a good interview here. You got to downplay. You sound a crazy punk. You hear this man right now. Yeah, that is stupid. I gotta agree with you 100%. But, you know, outside of that, I do want to ask, man, you know, we just having Punk talking right there. There's so many amazing players, even looking at the players you have on your team. Let's just not compare you to the players on your team. That's different, right? We have Problem X here this time, man. The one and only, the legend, Evo Champ. Are you the best player here at this tournament, in your honest opinion?
Am I the best, like #1 player?
Number 1.
When I'm playing, in my head, I'm always #1.
Talk that
right?
talk.
When I'm playing.
Yeah.
Statistically, other people may have other things to say, but in my head, in order to actually get the victory, you have to think you're #1.
Yep.
So I will always have that answer for that question.
And look, you're talking like it and you're backing it up with your play so far. We haven't even seen the Bison yet, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna get spooky in the second half of the season. And as far as the rest of the show, we still have Team Bandits going up against the Vodafone Giants after this break.
What's the meaning of fate? You shall know.
Was that a shot? Sword fire! Punishment! Was that a shot? Can you keep up? Sword fire! Sword fire is the end for you! It's your destiny. Soul power's nature. Fate or a fuck!
Let's go! After it!
Fear my strength!
Have a taste of this!
Don't take this personal!
Street Fighter League Week 4 continues. This is team battle number 2. Is going to be none other than Bandits versus Vodafone Giants. Who do you think has the leg up going forward here into this team battle?
Well,
Bandits is not doing too well, especially on paper. Vodafone Giants looking still like they're still really in charge of everything happening here. It
They're
feels like.
undefeated.
They're undefeated. They're the team to beat. They're in charge of the entire results bracket, I feel like, because these are going to be the teams to beat at this point. But Bandits, if they can get anything started, what if it's against this team?
I mean, to be honest with you, you're looking at the standings earlier at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Bandits haven't played their second game yet.
Yeah.
So there's still going to be enough data here to kind of put them in a solid position right now. Vodafone Giants, again, with the lead with 2-0. They're going to be playing their third game today or this week. Bandits, however, still need to put something on the board. We're looking at it. There's still a lot for Bandits to do to catch up, right? We've only seen one match with MenaRD, Cabba, as well as Hermes Venator, but it's not going to be enough data just yet. It's still very, very early for this team just because they are one game behind of everybody else. But that's going to be changing up real soon, right? We're going to see how this plays out. I think if they manage to take down someone like Vodafone Giants, it's going to be super impactful because you're giving a loss to somebody, to a team that's undefeated, right?
Yep.
That's going to shake things up in the standings significantly, depending on how it goes down.
If you think about how we've seen this kind of play out in previous seasons, stuff like this didn't happen to the second half of the season, so it really didn't affect too much, I feel like. But I feel like we're getting into this part of, Street Fighter League in a general where these earlier matches are really going to be setting the tone for the rest of the season as well, especially with some of these teams. Bandits, MenaRD, Cabba, Hermes Venator, a very strong team. I would love to hear some of the thoughts from Hermes Venator. We have Hollywood Rob TV on the stage. Let's see what he has to say.
Fresh onto the scene, maybe not fresh onto the scene, but at least fresh onto the big screen. None other than my guy, Hermes Venator, is with us right now. What's going on, bro?
What's going on?
Hermes, as I alluded to there, this is like a huge, we don't really see this sort of thing. You're a very unique case where it's kind of like in music, where sometimes you just see like this artist, a rapper or something like out of nowhere, just have this huge, like, how did he get a Lil Wayne feature? You know what I mean? Like type situation. So what was your journey to getting here to this stage? Like, even though some people may just not be seeing you on a huge camera, were you all ready for years now doing it, or is this your first year? What's going on?
No, I've been in the scene since Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
But not playing seriously.
Yeah.
It was not until I started reading Stoicism that I played the game in a serious way.
What is the book?
Stoicism.
Is that a book?
It's a philosophy.
Or like a theory or a philosophy?
Yeah, it's a philosophy of life. And the main thing that I learned from it was that my hobby can be something else than just a hobby if I put effort into it, like constantly.
Yeah.
So what changed was the mindset of I'm just gonna play and this is not serious for me to I'm gonna play every day and it doesn't matter how many times I lose. I'm gonna keep doing it and I'm gonna try to learn why I'm losing and no excuses.
Yeah.
So that's all that changed for me. I started to get best results in DR.
Yeah.
And Bandits took notice of that and they give me like maybe my best opportunity in life and I'm trying to seize it.
Yeah.
So that's like everything.
Okay, and with you bringing up you being in philosophy, that's probably one of the reasons why we hit it off so much here in general. Like, we have to talk about that a bit off camera, but I love that stuff too, like Hegel and Nietzsche, and obviously like Aristotle and Allegory of the Cave and Plato and all that type of the famous stuff like that. Yeah. And it's interesting, like hearing you talk about like that sort of studious type of thing, because you are a psychologist, right? A doctor of psychology.
Yeah, psychologist.
So do you think that gives you any type of advantage when it comes to in-game or approaching this as far as yourself, managing your emotions? How is psychology and this stuff intertwined for you?
For me, it's like many people think that because you are a clinical psychologist, you're not gonna get angry or something like that, but it's not true. You get mad just like everybody else. The thing is that before I was a psychologist, I got interested in the human behavior.
Yeah.
So what didn't change, besides of my career, is that I always ask myself, why are you feeling angry? Why is so hard for you to accept that this time you lose? Why are you not trying to pay attention in your mistakes instead of finding some reason outside of yourself to justify what went wrong?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're a psychologist. You have
it's still.
It gives me an edge, not that I am a psychologist, but my mindset, which I think is the strongest asset that I have.
Well, you know, I think that you being a psychologist may be a strong asset to your teammate, Mena, because, you know, Mena is probably like one of the more like, I don't know, when I say salty, yeah. Mena one of like the saltier cats in the MVC. I love him, that's my brother, man, but he gets very salty, he get very mad, like he shows his emotions on his sleeve. And I think it even bleeds through his play in positive and negative ways. Like if it's, sometimes he uses it and it fuels him and he goes and smokes everybody like he did to qualify for Capcom Cup again this year. You know, sometimes it can work against him. He can lose the players that he shouldn't lose to skill-wise, I would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you think that you also have a role outside of the game as well as in the game?
For Cabba and for Mena, yes, I think I can impact in a very good way to both of them. In the beginning, I thought that Mena is very passionate.
Yeah.
He hates losing.
Yeah.
He really hates losing. And even I have learned from him to not get comfortable with losing, because that's the danger in my kind of mindset. You know, you can get comfortable losing.
Too calm, like too
there has to be a balance.
Yeah.
And with Cabba, is like sometimes maybe he's overconfident.
Yeah.
And maybe because he has like this kind of sick reactions.
Yeah.
He's an android. And he's like, sometimes I have to put himself like together and say, hey, you lose from a player that is not as strong as you are, and maybe you are overestimating him, or maybe you are not seeing the flaws in your gameplay because of your reactions.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Maybe you can have like the best reactions and a bad strategy and you're gonna lose. So I think, yes, I think we are like a family, because Mena and Cabba both of them are very good friends of mine. And I think my participation in Bandits is very good for the team.
My guy, Hermes Venator, best of luck in you guys' next match going up against Team Vodafone Giants.
Hermes Venator telling us that he studies psychology as well as philosophy. That is something you really need to excel, especially in a fighting game. This team already has that kind of cohesiveness. Having somebody that can take like a little deeper look into the psychology of this team's makeup is somebody you can definitely want to have on your team, especially for something so tense like Street Fighter League.
It's kind of funny that they have someone like that on Team Bandits, because they have two very emotional players, as you mentioned. But there's also someone who kind of exists like that for Vodafone Giants, right? Through ways of Infectious, he really takes the psychological and mental aspect of the game very, very seriously. We've had him on an interview before when he talks about his mentality going to each and every game. He says he reflects upon the Japanese players when it was his early cycle of Street Fighter V and he was trying to learn how to play. He was like, all right, well, I got to make sure, just in Street Fighter in general, I should say, I got to make sure I'm cool, calm, and collected like these players right here. He's taken a lot of that mentality and applied it to his own game, and also does it just in general, right? He also takes it when it comes to studying for exams and whatnot. That was actually pretty wild. In fact, we do have that interview talking about just that with Infectious and Rob TV.
I am joined by, I challenge you to a stare off right now. Anyway, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Infectious. Immediately what I want to ask you about, man, is I don't want you to give any details. Do not give any details. They can't be knowing the sauce. But I feel like your team is approaching Street Fighter League in a way that I have not seen from any team throughout Street Fighter League up to this point. You know, maybe most of which being Team Gale, you know what I'm saying? But even then, I feel like yours is for certain, more in depth. I don't want to get into the specifics of it, but how much time, like let's say when you were down in Mexico for those 2 weeks with your team, like how much time do you guys spend on any type of prep, whatever that may be, like versus, you know, just hanging out, just running casual games and things of that nature?
Well, we tried to strike a balance, so spend in the early days a little bit of relaxing and playing games, playing casuals, getting warmed up, and then later on in the time there we would spend a lot more intense sessions of training, and even outside of sessions making sure that we're talking about the game, talking about characters, players, play styles, just kind of immersing ourselves in everything, talking about the format as well, because this isn't as simple as just playing a regular tournament. You've got to think about the bans, you've got to think about the order, you've got to think about how people are going to respond to a match that's just happened. So some people's decisions might change based on who they were going to ban if someone performs well or someone performs poorly. There's so many different variables, and those type of things constantly being on our mind, I think, have helped us kind of feel more confident in the way we approach each game.
Well, you know, it's really interesting. You know, when it came to the character bans, you know, you guys had surprised us a bit with the Cammy ban. I asked Mr. Crimson about it in the post-match interview, and he said you guys went with the Cammy ban because you guys thought that the Fang would be there still. You didn't think their Fang ban was coming. So you didn't read them correctly as far as that side of things. However, with all of the amazing preparation you guys do, even when it's not 100%, doesn't play out that way, you still were able to adapt and get the victory. I'm sure this even goes into your own, the way that you even approach the game on an individual level. What would you say about the relationship between preparation and adaptation? Because I talked to Problem, I just want to make sure I had this last little part. When I was talking to Problem at the hotel, he says that, he was like, man, I feel like the people who have the most notes and, you know, things like that are the ones who usually lose a whole lot because, you know, they're so rigid and they think, oh, this player is gonna come in here and do this. But then when you actually play, what if they do something completely different? Then you just stuck and rigid, you know? So what do you think about that theory? You know, where do you stand on that topic?
I think I always compare it to studying for exams, where if you've got a syllabus that you are a body of topics that you need to study, the exam's not gonna include everything that you've studied. So you might only use 20% of all the 100% that you've studied for. But the more that you study, the higher chance something that you've studied for will pop up. And preparation combined with adaptation beats everything. A player can play based off of feeling and be very good, have very high game sense, but another player who has high game sense and has prepared is always going to be stronger. And you can see that in examples in the world of sports. There's a reason that players have coaches, they have teams who do a lot of the preparation and assist the talented player in achieving great things, you know, and that's kind of how I look at it.
Very soon, we are going to have the Vodafone Giants going up against Team Bandits, and this has been the $1 million voice, Infectious.
And that's the kind of voice you hear from his YouTube series in terms of like breaking down the fundamentals, right? There's so much more that goes into it. Man, his voice is real nice, by the way.
Has a very soothing voice, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, so again, taking the time out to, you know, while in quarantine, to make sure that he's as efficient as possible, getting all of these games in under his belt to make sure that nothing gets overlooked. And that's the kind of strategy you need to employ, right? You want to make sure that you have not only the game aspect down to a T, you want to make sure you understand the format at full force. He even goes over like the welcome kit. He makes sure, like, he's like, hey, I want to make sure that I know the rules going into it so that I understand what's at stake here in full depth. No surprises.
I can tell you right now, Vodafone Giants, they often talk like on break about having these overall strategies about how to deal with every situation. I feel like a lot of that comes from that Infectious mindset, in all honesty. Hearing him have that kind of idea, because I can tell you right now, when I started playing fighting games, I instantly looked at the Japanese to kind of have that composure. Obviously, it didn't work.
Oh, no, I was the most emotional player out there,
out there just crying, I can't believe I missed it. But, like, you need to be able to do that. I completely agree with Infectious on this. And still, Vodafone Giants, the team to beat out here.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. They are at the top of the standings currently with 2 wins under the belt. Let's talk about the ban system and as well as the team format they decided to go with, the team order, I should say. Vodafone Giants going up against Bandits. The ban pick for Vodafone Giants actually went towards Hermes Venator. They chose Cammy as the character to ban, but that leaves MenaRD and Cabba free to reign as much as they want with their main characters. A lot of terror on that side. Bandits decides, however, to go towards Vega Patch, if I'm not mistaken, deciding to bang the Fang.
I actually agree with this. I feel like even if you can't force Infectious to play another character, and you could force Mr. Crimson to do so as well, but I feel like these are characters that you should be aiming at anyway, right? You should be wanting to take them out. Personally, I feel like if you can beat them with their best, it won't matter who the secondary is, you know? So leaving them at full power, I still don't necessarily agree with, but it depends how much knowledge you have against Fang as well. And I could tell you that Hermes Venator is nice with the Fang, and it's not that many experts that we have here. So aiming for the Fang ban on Bandits, is
I was gonna say,
smart. I keep doing that.
You're talking about Vega Patch, right? Okay.
Yeah, so Vega Patch is a threat, very much a threat. I feel like even though you do have these very strong players beside you with Mr. Crimson, with Infectious, making sure that you can at least get this one really leaves you in the battle no matter what.
Yeah.
So let's just say you make Mr. Crimson play a second, which is G, which we saw last time,
oh, boy,
and that doesn't work out.
Don't do
so,
that.
like I said, I feel like I agree with the fact that you aim for this one, try to get, you're at least going to have one person is the idea. Not saying that this is instantly going to work out, but the idea is to at least have one person.
It's a higher percentage, right? You're looking at the match from last time. We saw Vega Patch go for the jury pick against Panda. It did not play out at all, right? That jury pick, sure, there was a little bit of fundamentals there, but there is definitely some unfamiliarity that we saw. There was a lot of things that Vega Patch wanted to do to kind of steal away from the opposition, but it's not going to work at this advanced level. And so I'm positive that Bandits were like, all right, we're going to take this into consideration. We've seen this footage already. We're going to make sure to try to ensure the highest possible W we can get, which is to ban the Fang from Vega Patch.
Yeah, we saw the jury last time, right? And once again, the jury was definitely overstepping a lot of hard calls to try to get
habitual
the
line stepper,
just
Steve.
a habitual line stepper. And sometimes you get slapped for that. That's what happens to Vega Patch. Hopefully, jury can bring it back to the side of control. Cabba unleashed. We're going to get a Guile versus jury matchup. Vega Patch is really going to be setting the tone for Vodafone Giants in this second team battle. Week 4, we're going to get into it, guys. Bandits, Vodafone Giants is going to be Cabba versus Vega Patch. Here we go.
Jury versus Guile is what you could expect. I feel like, Jury can somewhat manage the Sonic Boom game, but not that well.
Not that well.
I mean, sure, you could charge kicks by nullifying the fireball, use flip kick to go over it if need be, EX or the regular one, if you have a solid read, which is kind of difficult to do, but also V-Skill 2 or V-Skill 1 with Jury, it's going to be a great time to get past those fireballs, but we'll see what happens.
Definitely true. Definitely true.
Now it's up to whether or not Cabba is familiar with this character.
And once again, I feel like the DR has so many players. I don't think there's many characters they would not have access to. Oh, nice.
I don't know, man. Jury might be one of them, to be quite honest with you. The only person we've seen play Jury also in Street Fighter League was Shine from way back when.
What about,
and Just the Kid, excuse me. And Just the Kid.
I was literally
He's the
just about to
originator.
say it. Okay. And we saw, and Shine, that was actually true. We have seen a couple of them.
We talked about that flip kick, and now applying extra pressure. Yes, sir. Being able to get the full feng shui engine does not need to get any sort of charge. And even if he wasn't dead, you still had a little bit left over. Or a lot of it left over.
Okay, dash up. Oh, what time is it?
Time to check this. Watch. Oh. We talked about navigating past the booms. Not bad for Jury. Nope, way too late. That could have been a punish.
Wow, these trades are really working out for Jury.
Ooh.
Okay. He gets the knockdown.
Charging up a little bit. No, you thought there was going to be a... Man, there's still no punish on the flip kicks. What's going on?
And the V-shift as well. Oh, falls on the boom. Too early for the throw. Cabba still at the life deficit. Crouching medium punch. Gets the EX boom extension.
Oh, that was nasty. Checking with the
upside down kick. Cabba loves that move.
We all love that move.
That's true.
Yeah. He knew he was looking for a route for the activation. It was going to come through the flip kick, and Cabba 100,000% ready. You see the calm collectedness of that stand jab. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to react to this. It's fine. But I swear, if he did that just to kind of fake out a Sonic Boom, that would have been unfortunate.
Yeah, that was right. Eats the boom as well.
Oh, eats the fist! The 5-knuckle shuffle.
Oh, man, this flip kick is getting so much mileage right now.
But what happens when you're kind of deflated? You don't have any more meter left.
Right.
How are you going to get the trigger?
Ooh,
oh, boy,
that
did he just say GG's? What happened? What happened?
Trigger's there, though. Oh, no activation.
Yeah, it really doesn't get anything off of that anyway. Like, even if that stand medium kick, it's not the optimal route you would want it at.
That's true.
You want to put yourself maybe at plus frames? You cannot do that! I'm telling you, man! Vega Patch has been getting called out by that flip kick time and time again.
It's the second week in a row.
Don't hesitate sometimes to just activate your Vega row. You don't specially have to got it on block. But after that, it's okay. You play well. You play great.
Cabba's loose right now. You can hear him talking to the mics with the rest of Team Bandits.
Oh, dash up. Yeah, stand jab into the uppercut. This is a proper crouch counter combo.
Yeah, I would love to see more throw game pressure, right?
Man, he just charged in front of his face like that? Oh, yeah, punish. Get him out of here. Yeah, use the fireball. But still, the Sonic Boom is still going to be at the same speed to even stop Jury. The problem with Jury's fireball is like it's going to cover the ground in a slow travel, which is somewhat good. But it stops her advancement if you have somebody like Guile to throw out a fireball as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And moving forward, EX flash kick. Get off me.
Zulusu. Wow.
You can't use it that way.
Okay, I would love to see a usage of the V skill, but you know Cabba's not going to give any time for breathing right now. Wow, just a test. Didn't even get hit on the first part of it. It was actually the second part of it. Dash up throw coming from Vega Patch and hits us with the shrug like, hey, it worked.
Yeah,
I'll take it. We take those.
It's so surprising to see how far she actually travels. Too far to get the rest of the extension. Yeah, at least the uppercut, right? I was going to say, while in V-trigger, she goes so far so quickly. Oh,
crush.
Oh, yeah, the slight walk up into the Sand Fierce, into the X or the wheel kick. Hold on.
Oh, flash kick. EX beats out the charge. Wake up jab.
He actually missed the meeting timing. The meeting timing from Cabba, I should say.
Backdash. Trigger about to be on the table.
Oh, yeah. Crouching heavy punch anti-air. Get off me again. Why are you neutral jumping in my space? Here comes the activation. Critical Art can't do it if he gets an opening.
Baby booms. Tries to make Jury land on some of them. Did not work out. Back throw. Excuse me, forward throw. Ooh.
Oh, that's such a dangerous position to be in. Again, not only is Cabba on match point, but he's doing so with 3 loaded bars. Full critical art on deck. That's 1.
Oh. Tries to jump out. Not going to be able to keep that pressure up, but still pushes to the corner.
That's 2.
No anti-air. The jump works. Oh, that neutral jump actually worked out in the corner. Going to give Vega Patch a chance to fight back. Activates trigger. I like that coverage though. Has the ground fireball there. Going for a little shimmy as that trigger runs down for Jury.
Oh, yeah, still the other side. It was so funky, right? Still being able to get that uppercut. Oh, the jump in's not there.
Ow. Ow.
It hurts. It hurts so much. Yeah, walking out of danger from that frame trap. Okay.
V reversal takes the knockdown instead. I don't know about that.
It could have been risky, right? It's a negative situation, not punishable, but I feel like, you know, somebody like Vega Patch would want to go for the EX uppercut. Oh, no, not like this.
Finishes the match with none other than a CA, and that just looks like it got more and more comfortable for Cabba to deal with what Vega Patch was trying to get away with. Still going for the EX flips to try to get in some instances. Cabba didn't really engage, backed up a lot, let him kind of put himself in that danger, and then took advantage of it. But still, Cabba at the ready, getting a W for his team. That's going to rotate him to the back of the queue, though.
That was 2-0 from the side of Cabba. I will say from Vega Patch, that was a self-inflicted defeat when it comes to mistiming that V-skill, right? Using that V-skill is absolutely vital to traverse past the fireballs or any sort of the games that Guile wants to possess, or present, I should say. But just mistiming it like that and allowing yourself to get smoked afterwards, it's a bad look. It's low-key a bad look because, again, you want to make sure you prove yourself to be one of the better teams out here. You have to put in that work. But I understand when you don't have your Fong on you, that's the beauty of Street Fighter League, right? Once you don't...
Left my Fong in the locker room, guys.
It always happens, man. When you leave your Fong before your flight, that's the worst part.
It's the worst part. This is actually still very, very much doable. In fact, Bandits, I feel like, is still in trouble. I feel like Bandits are still in trouble. They're not out of the woods yet. They have 2 very strong competitors still alive on the side for the Giants. So I wouldn't even play with the fact that, you know, we got that first win. Cabba, you better be paying attention because these matches will not be easy here on out. And there's the Kage. This is going to be good. Infectious, not locked out of his main pick at all, right?
Not at all, right?
So we're going to see Zeku. I'm curious to know how much experience is on the side of Infectious for this right now. That's what I'm curious about, as well as I want to know just how good this Kage is going to be coming from Hermes Venator.
I think there was a there was a point in time where Big Bird was dabbling with Kage a good amount, but it wasn't like significant enough for him to change into that character during CPT or any other like event. But that's all I can really think of. Maybe like Logan Sama, because Logan Sama really.
Logan Sama definitely dabbled on some Kage for a little bit, and then
went back to King.
He went back to King. Anyways,
damn!
I'm just kidding. I love you, Logan. Anti-air.
Rude.
Red fireball.
This is your stage, Steve. I like that. The underpass.
I see!
Oh boy, big punish on that slide while in Young Zeku. You thought you could get away with it?
A forward throw.
Another one? You'll give him a third one. Oh yeah, he jumped out of there. He was looking for it.
That walk speed from Kage really going to be an issue here. You see young Zeku instead of old Zeku this time around, though. One of the topics of discussion we saw.
You blowing up the low like that and a counter hit? That's not that significant, but the OP's there and the counter hit again!
Wow, things are heating up. Things are heating up. You said you're going to try to stop me by taking away my character? Fine. Hopefully you know how to deal with this Kage, because it ain't going to be easy. The damage output is ridiculous. The walk speed is even better.
That was disgusting. That was so gross to see, man. Counter hits back to back against Infectious. My man is still trying to process the download. Download corrupted. Download corrupted.
Oh, the dive kick to switch up the timing really has Infectious on his toes right now. And this round might be forfeit once again if he keeps this up.
Bending him backwards. Oh no, the overcommitment. You thought you were gonna blow up a low, maybe even a slide. You're reaching while he's teaching now. Here comes Infectious.
Llegó el tipo. Llegó. Llegó aquí.
That V skill too. Cabba starting to get loud out there. Oh, Bandits. Remember how we talked about that team composition?
I think if you don't play young, stick with old, I personally think it's way too aggro.
That's right, you got this.
Yo, Cabba's special ability is to make the homies feel at home while they're playing. I've seen him do it at many a venue.
That's the cackle, bro. I love it. Oh, man. Back to the gameplay at hand now. Focusing in this corner. No anti-air there. Bushin flip gets him out of the corner successfully. You saw the anti-air attempt. Oh, jeez.
My man Zeku is cheap. He got ninja pets, bro. That have ninja abilities. They just disappear at will.
That's the crazy thing. And they carry weapons.
Back throw right there. Combos into the V skill. Activate, eats a gram because of it. Back to that walk speed, that back and forth walk speed really fast while trigger is active for Kage.
And we see more of the old stuff coming out in this matchup, at least in this part of the stage, or this stage of the game, I should say. That is not going to be your turn afterwards.
I'm looking for a cross cut right there.
Man, he is really weary of the trigger, being really risk-averse the entire time. Doesn't even want to throw hands at all up until this point. You're dead, more than dead. That was so slick from Infectious. As soon as he saw the trigger come out, he's like, I don't even want to try to fight against Kage. I don't want to get mixed. I don't want anything to do with the teleports. No, thank you.
Okay. So good at...
No anti-air.
We haven't seen any DPs.
Not even an attempt at a crouch fierce. But again, we've seen that exchange before. If he tried to do a normal, oh my God! My man is going for reset after reset. We didn't see a single confirm. Oh yes!
Yeah, just get through.
Slide.
That extended hitbox is going to get him to the corner as well with the combo confirm on the slide. Things are looking so much better. And stuns on the table.
You're actually dead.
That's broken.
40 to 50%, 45 to 50%. Hot damn.
Close gap trend traps, so just backdash or block, but don't try to interrupt. It's going to be problematic.
Se pone muy bellaco. Diga que él sí sabe. Tírame chacaluca.
I love hearing Bandits talk to each other like this. I love hearing Bandits.
Me castigó de muy lejos con el
sí, no, no,
yo no sabía que eso castigaba de tan lejos.
Sí, está jugando excelente, muchacho. Todo frío, que yo estoy contento ya. Si tú la haces, me voy a morir. Un cague feo, el traje más feo del mundo. ¡Claudio! ¡Vamos!
Cague feo. This dude Cabba, bro, has his teammate up there laughing before he plays this match. One more match could actually get this victory, and this would be really good. And by this victory, I just mean this team battle victory. Not the team battle together, but just versus Infectious, that would be a huge victory.
Yeah.
That would be a huge victory. Especially considering they didn't even ban him, you know?
You gotta make him fear the ugly.
Wow.
Forward throw now, all control coming in from Infectious. A lot of plus frames after that, but still no contest. But it's tough. You don't want to anti-air in that position, right? It might go to the other side, but it's going to be huge. Air-to-air was the choice. Not going to be enough, though. Infectious is not going to be in hot pursuit yet. He might use a V-skill. No, instead goes for the switch, baiting out Hermes properly.
Oh, okay. Cabba letting them know he got a combo with the screen. Look at the damage, though. My gosh.
And the carry on top of that is going to be real nice. However, no longer having that V trigger is going to keep it nice and honest.
Hermes playing in a very dangerous spot. I was just about to say, you do not want to keep overextending versus... He's always going to check you, bro. Like, he's not going to... Infectious isn't going to let you get away with that, especially now that he's starting to get wind of what you're doing. Crouching medium punch is starting to come out a little more, too. Target combo into the V-skill.
Yes, that is a good time to use that. I like that. Man, that's making Cabba pop off.
That's how he knows. That's the... Ooh. Give me something. Oh. Yo, Cabba is going crazy right now. Big damage on the table.
Yeah.
Infectious on the ropes.
Oh, boy.
Switch. Meter on the side. Gonna take it? Yes.
Watch out for that frame trap. Instead goes for the throw. He might implore another one. No, the cross-cut TP. That's going to be just fine. No more trigger. And that's going to be exciting news for Hermes Venator. Plus frame.
Oh my gosh! Hermes Venator on set point versus Infectious. This could be huge. What a contrast.
Yo, absolutely exciting, man. This is the most vocal team. Hands down, throughout the entirety of Street Fighter.
Versus the most collected, the most calm. They whisper to each other. It's like they're playing in the library.
Whatever you said, I'm that. Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Use that trigger. Use that trigger. Do it again. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Exposing the legs.
Side switch. Do you use the meter, though?
You definitely use the meter. Frame Trap City, trying to find a button, does so anyway. Stun is not going to be there. One more touch, though. It might be the overhead in young or old Deku.
Oh, the punish. This is big, Hermes Venator. One more.
He doesn't get okay after this, does he?
Oh.
Está bien. Buen juego. Tranquilo.
Oh, man, that was good, though. He just got over. I feel like he just got a little bit ahead of himself. Just a tad bit ahead of himself. But Infectious is going to take that. It's going to be 2-1.
Man, that was way too close for comfort from Infectious. I feel like the movement option could have been checked a little better after the EX uppercut, possibly, but going for the EX axe kick was just a little bit too much. You had to bank on the fact that Infectious was scared enough to sit there in the first place.
And
I don't think yeah, I don't think that was going to be the case.
Nah, the thing is, and that's what I was saying, Infectious just got to that point. He was like, okay, I know you're starting to get a lot more active. The back tech was really smart because it took him out of that range where you had to worry about him doing an actual jump in. He back teched on top of it. Chase and doing the EX overhead. I understand the thought process behind it, but you could have utilized that a little more, right? You could have actually, what he could have did, he could have used EX Fireball, dash up, use EX Red Fireball, keep him locked down, right?
Possibly.
But I could be wrong. I'm only talking about the game. These guys are playing. And still it was a damn good set still on top of that. Hermes Venator, that was the first we've seen of that Kage. And just imagine if you had got that W and put every other team on, hey, do you guys remember how to fight Kage? Because this guy just beat Infectious. That's a real thing.
It's different, though, man. It's in the hands of Hermes Venator, right? There were so many instances where he threw off the timing against Infectious. In fact, in game number 1, right, he caught him with a double counter hit, right? He got a counter hit combo the first time, then he reset it again, got another counter hit. He's like, what the hell is going on? You're going to purposely reset me to get this extra damage, knowing full well that it's a risk. If I block this and you commit, you're dead. But this man actually was brave enough to be like, yo, I'm going to reset you. And that's something MenaRD kind of highlighted when I got to talk to him before any of these matches started. And I said, you know, what's it like having Hermes Venator on your team? He's like, you know, he plays really well, but there are some nuances to him. That is something that you only get exposed to if you play him to this degree. And it's exactly what that was. It was just the reset factor that is way more potent in someone like Hermes Venator. But we are going into the next match, right? It's going to be Mr. Crimson going up against MenaRD, and we've already gotten ourselves a blind pick in place. Very interesting. Now,
this is interesting, man. Considering that, you know, Mr. Crimson has a G, and then you have MenaRD with multiple characters, right? Multiple characters at this point. More than one secondary that Mena could use. Wow, Balrog? Balrog?
I like that.
That's who Mena goes with, the Balrog?
It's a pretty solid match. I like Balrog against Dhalsim. To be quite honest with you, I like it. V-Skill 2? Yes.
Oh, that means you got to
V-Trigger 1? Yes.
But look, listen.
I'm listening.
If it's all about how active I feel like Mr. Crimson can be. The thing is, you can't let Boxer chill, right? You can't let Balrog chill.
No, absolutely not. But there's going to be those instances where the dash punch can be so good in closing the gap.
And,
Yeah, what else is he going to do after that standing light kick without meter, right?
Yeah.
He's willing to take those risks. It's like, that's fine. You're going to hit me for a little bit. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Look at this now. All in full control. MenaRD. Excellent time of view reversal. Oh, that's fine. That's fine if you're MenaRD.
Oh, just didn't let him recover fast. Didn't let him recover, so didn't get a clean hit. He was still in the air.
Oh, you were so genius for that. That was so close.
He has trigger. Why is he not activated yet?
This is actually godlike. This is actually godlike.
The way Jeremy just looked at me and said, this is actually
so
godlike.
This is so good right now, Steve.
Dash punch. Look at the spacing on it, too.
Oh, that was still a counter hit? That was deep enough? Oh, he's not phased.
Oh, the
That's
roll.
plus frames. Oh, boy, he went for the big stuff.
So far away. Yo, I don't know. We need to make sure Cabba is okay. I don't know what kind of noise he's making, but it's getting wild right now.
Somebody check his heart rate. Oh, that was the meatiest drill I've ever seen. He's got the meats. Oh, big interruption. You thought you could get the Gale out of here?
Yo, if you guys saw Mr. Crimson's reaction to getting hit by that jump in.
Oh, boy, extra damage. That's fine. He gets it out of the way. It's not going to be enough. Oh, you actually going to kill? You actually could have built that V, or that critical art from the V-trigger. Oh, my God. Punch the hell out of him.
Bro, do you know, I would have been cranking my own. If I'm Balrog, I'm rolling up my sleeves, bro.
He would have been able to got it.
He would have got it.
He would have been able to get it. Excuse me. English is hard right
It's okay, bro. It happens to us. The matches are getting intense. The brain works slower. It's all right. Oof.
Oh,
jump in, not gonna work.
Oh!
So far away. Bro, my man Cabba is getting hyped. My God, crank it! Oh!
Game the one punch special. To zoom in on the camera, like, yo, check out my trapezius muscles real quick. The punching power behind this man is actually phenomenal. Yo, MenaRD switching it up from the big birdie to the big Balrog.
Once again, if this goes to the side of Bandits, this is an upset. And I say this because this team is in first place. They've already taken out Panda, right? Like, these are the strongest teams here. And Bandits in last place is in position. They could potentially do this. Balrog with Mena up one game.
Yep, we'll see what happens.
Up one game. If you can eliminate Mr. Crimson right now and put all that pressure on Infectious, and Infectious would have to fight Cabba's Guile? What?
Yo, that's going to be actually disgusting. Let's see if MenaRD can fulfill the Make-A-Wish for Tasty Steve right now. Oh, that was a little sharp, but, you know, the last time we saw that interaction, it actually paid off for MenaRD, but...
This is what I was talking about getting more active. This is exactly what I meant about getting more active. Look at the damage.
Oh my God, he's bleeding! Send an ambulance, he needs some milk!
Bro, get my man Dhalsim a Band-Aid. Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh my God, he has the spacing on lock when it comes to jumping in on Dhalsim. He's reacting to this normal, Steve. He's reacting. He sees it.
Oh, stand light kick to stop the dash punch.
Again. Damn, that was sick. Damn, that got Bandits real quiet after that.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute, he might know something. He might know something. The Gale. Oh, wow, what an option. Tries to go for the low V shift to get out of there. That we covered so much distance.
No, you cannot. You cannot charge up that V skill in front of Mr. Crimson at that range, right?
It's not too many ranges. It's Dhalsim, bro. He's going to be able to clip you from quite a distance.
That's true.
Oh, dash punch.
Anvil to stop him. Ooh, that could have made a big punish for the side of MenaRD, at least catching the rest of that Yoga Flame, but that wasn't going to be the case.
Ooh, that slide was so meaty. My man was in his shoes. Ooh.
Back. Oh, a ton of punches flying, and not even for the side of Balrog. What an interruption again from Mr. Crimson, finding all the right tempo in his favor, stopping another dash punch stop. This guy has it figured out. This guy can play.
Oh, yeah. He definitely figured out quiet. The whole team almost went back into it. There's a back throw.
Uh-oh. Don't let the Raging Bull get you. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Nice.
That trade was definitely worth it. That trade was definitely worth it. One game apiece right now. The adjustments from Mr. Crimson were very, very hard. And I'm going to tell you right now, went from like going a lot more active to just waiting a bit more, taking his options, and then keeping that momentum. Cabba with the whispers.
Si te está tirando un golpe, tú lo cubres, tú le tiras el straight y él te bufferea un chiquito. Tiene que probablemente esperar el tiempo del chiquito y dale.
Mr. Crimson looks so confused right now. He's like, bro, what?
What's taking him so long? Does get the target combo a chance to get your V-skill up and running as well. That is huge. Look at the damage, Steve. And then back. Oh, don't get thrown. Oh, yes, Mr. Crimson knew it. Oh, no, you're actually going to... No. You got to let him land. You got to let him land. Oh, boy. Oh, no, he's going to do it again. Oh, no. Not like this. Oh, just like that. Okay.
But we're still in range of taking this game, eliminating Mr. Crimson for the first time in Street Fighter League Season 4.
There's just so
Mr. Crimson ain't even lost. Yes, sir. Wow, and cancel into the V skill on top of it.
Oh, stop that. You can't drill in front of me. Man, do you see how how evenly matched these two are right now?
A bevy of characters.
Oh
my God, he's like, yo.
Get him out of here.
Crouching medium kick, not gonna work. That slide, a trade definitely in favor of Mena. Life getting just about even, dash punch, getting closer and closer. Sticking these limbs out.
Oh boy, activation time. V reversal's not gonna do anything. Not gonna do a damn. Oh, you better hit the hell out. You had it. Plus frames. Ding dong. Nope, nobody's home.
Look at the pressure coming from Mena.
You better do it.
Just waits for a crouching medium kick. Didn't work out. We're going to a final round.
You should have known. That last instance where they had that trade-off, the slide came out from Mr. Crimson. That's exactly what happened in one of the matches that MenaRD lost. In one of the rounds that he lost, he should have waited for that to get the whiff punish.
Interrupt. Bandits rallying behind Mena right now.
Oh my God, the amount of damage off of that because of the Grey Life. That was significant.
Just walks into it to get it out of the picture. What a block on that fireball. Mena is playing this so smart. This Balrog pick starting to look like the best thing he could have done.
Oh my God,
hold this glove, though.
That slide.
Hold the platinum gloves, though.
This is tough. This is actually pretty tough. He's cooking them up pretty hard now.
Oh no, what a gamble. Mena, what are you doing?
Mr. Crimson looking to clutch it out. Here comes the fireball. What's the setup? The other side. Great block from MenaRD. You're actually dead. You're actually dead.
That game for Mr. Crimson. That's going to be the first loss. And Mr. Crimson already up. Bandits making all kinds of noise. What a set. Yo, damn. I dare you to find me better Street Fighter than this, damn it. I dare you. When do you get to see these kinds of matches? The nerves kicking in so hard. Mena with the Balrog pick to take it. We said it earlier in the season. My man has a bevy, a satchel of characters. He can go in and make sure this matchup is fitting for him. And when I say this, I remember this early. I was commentating a DR event, and he started playing soccer. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, yo, I've been playing all these other characters because I want to understand these matchups, and that makes so much sense. Look what that just did for Bandits. I'll call that an upset, bro. The Balrog pick to stop Mr. Crimson on a tear.
They've been on an onslaught right now. Now that Mr. Crimson is no longer in the equation, you have the Bash brothers from Team Bandits going up against Infectious. Cabba and MenaRD still in the mix. That's actually the most problematic thing for a team like Vodafone Giants because they're in first place. They're in first place. Big Vodafone Giants, they're in first place. However, we've seen the speed bump already from MenaRD. We'll see how they roll with it. It's going to be pretty hard to call. Can Cabba seal the deal for Team Bandits with a 3-1 victory?
Okay, well, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. It starts with Cabba versus Infectious. That's going to be our first match here as we continue this Bandits versus Giants team battle. And we're going to get Guile going up against Zeku. And when it comes to space control, believe it or not, look, that's why I already took my jacket off. I knew this was going to be crazy.
Chad, it's hot.
It is. It's hot.
Milk was a bad
it's hot.
choice.
Anyways, look.
It's so hot.
We already knew what we were looking at. The fact that Infectious is the last team member left for the Vodafone Giants is important because he's one of the strongest members, one of the strongest players here, if you ask me in all honesty. But how is this matchup going to work out? Cabba's space control is next level. Even in the realm of Street Fighter League, right? These players here are all susceptible to getting spaced out by my man Cabba and the Guile. He's too good at it. He's too good at it. And I don't even know if these guys... Can we get a check to see if these guys have ever played before?
I got you. I don't
think they've ever played before, but the matchup will be as goes. It's going to be Guile versus Zeku. Cabba going up against none other than Infectious. Infectious, the last team member remaining for Vodafone Giants, and Mena waiting. If need be, will be the next opponent to play against Infectious. That's only if Cabba can't get it done. Here we go, round one.
Potentially the final game, right? It could happen right here. Can Bandits secure this 3-1 victory against the Vodafone Giants?
Oh my God, that last match. I just got the aftershock, bro.
The second win?
The booms. Crouching medium kick. Remember I talked about that spacing? Those grams are good, but look at my man hit the crouching medium kick to get under it. He's going to make you play the spacing proper, but those booms are going to be such a good tool and making you respect that space.
But the grams, too, does a really decent job. Man, that was a great whiff punish. That was actually nuts.
Cross cut with the DP. Oh, wow. Really lucky right there. Almost got the stun. Gets it with the crouching short, so that means it's even better. Even better for Infectious. Big damage, forward throw. That's going to be the first round.
So they have played off against each other in a premier event in 2019 in an Asian region, actually.
Okay.
In the loser side, actually, earlier in pools, Infectious took it down 2-1, but that was years ago. That's so many changes ago. That's the last time they played each other.
Let's see if that has affected this turnout, actually. Let's see if that's going to change how this match turns out this time.
Look at the booms being chucked, right? You're looking for that moment for Infectious to kind of get the momentum back. Yeah, you know, we talked about how many times Cabba likes to use that stand roundhouse in neutral. Infectious doing a great job of spacing himself away from it, getting those whiff punishes in. But look at the control now. Oh, he is begging for Cabba to press the button so that he would whiff punish it.
And legit walked out of the corner right there. I love the awareness by Cabba just to like inch forward a bit right there. Get a little space back from that corner position. Ooh, wow, that boom actually beat it out. Got the counter hit, but wasn't able to make anything happen from it. In a series where something could have came from it from Cabba, but just a small little scramble here. Pieces of damage. There's a throw.
Enough scramble to make an omelet, but speaking of, looking at getting them all mixed up right now. To the other side.
Ooh, big
You are
damage.
actually dead.
Big damage, and that is going to be game number one.
Like you told me. And it didn't look like he'd be losing the matchup. You can throw him. You see your delay medium kick didn't work.
Tú le caminas a él. Cuando
So
él quiere
true.
que caminate, tú le caminas a él porque Gael camina rápido. Lo que yo espero es los Sonic Boom. Y tú lo estrellas o le pegas el puño chiquito porque él no puede entrar en tu rango así tan chido.
Hermes Venator talking a lot right now. Talking a lot right now.
La pistola, ¿verdad?
Giving them a breakdown of Guile revolving, or
Yo creo que él
advice
puede
of
caminar,
revolving
cuando
around the
él
sonic
quiere
booms.
avanzar en el spacing, tú puedes caminar y tú me haces eso, amigo, cambio. Tú caminas y me trayas, testialo en ese sentido, a ver qué le hace. Él no se suelda mucho.
They are talking about doing the flying kick of Kyle and just walking forward. Stop.
It's alright. We got this. After that, Mena is
Once
logged.
again, if Cabba can't get this done and the match goes on, Mena's going to be the person, the last member of Team Bandits to get a chance to stop Infectious. Infectious can stop his team right now from potentially being in danger by stopping both Cabba and Mena. Not going to be
He doesn't have a choice, really. He's the last member standing, right? He's going to have to do it whether he likes it or not. And from what we're looking at right now, yes, sir, traversing past the sonic booms.
Oh, wow, just barely didn't hit Zeku right there. Forward throw to keep the corner. Graham to keep that pressure, too. The EX, excuse me.
Oh.
Consistency on the crouch cuts. Yeah.
We heard Hermes Venator kind of talking about the Sonic Boom game for Cabba. It did not play off too well. We saw Infectious already going way past that strategy, whether it be the Gram, whether it be the boosh and flip at certain ranges. He's done a good job. Boom! Sit him down!
Shut up, bro. I'm in the Air Force. I don't know if you know this.
His air throw animation has been so sick like throughout the years.
Taking it real slow. And it's essentially the same animation, too. Like, it's legit the same animation.
When was the first time you actually experienced the backbreaker?
The backbreaker?
From Guile.
Oh, from Guile? I thought we was talking about from an older cousin. I was like, bro, that's a horrible time in my life. I don't want to go there. EX. Oh, wow. Flash kick to answer back. Cabba getting aware of the situation, knows this is important. I really thought he was going to backdash.
Oh man, the stare down 2 from Infectious. And the delayed crouching medium punch catching the movement away from Cabba. EX Sonic Boom still too far away. Jumping back to back.
Oh, this is big. Gets to confirm with the boom. And the trigger activation. Tried to go for the throw to close out the baby boom parade. Oh, what a whiff punish. What?
It's still 4 left to reach. That was actually ridiculous.
He whiff punished the shoulder, bro, with the sweep.
That's the best.
Guile sweep.
That thing is bad far. What do you mean? That thing is huge when it comes to range. Oh. We're talking about, yeah, kind of Infectious treating the Sonic Boom game as if it were nothing, really. Finding all the answers against it to suppress it, go around it, etc. But that's when Cabba takes a back seat to it, throwing it very sparingly up until he finds the momentum to do so.
Oh,
that
upside
was
down
far.
kick. Gravity defying kick.
There's enough momentum in his hair to allow him to do these gravity defying moves. It's science. It's a scientific fact.
Scientific fact. Hold these boots though.
Oh boy.
Gonna keep this side though and spin a little meter. Forward throw. Not good.
Oh man, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming.
And that's gonna seal the deal on Cabba's versus Infectious. Now we have MenaRD coming up, the last remaining member for Bandits versus the last remaining member for Vodafone Giants coming up. And man, what a team battle this has been. My man look, Infectious just still sitting there, actually showing signs of life here.
Yeah, he took a deep breath after that one. He's like, wait, I'm not playing right now. I gotta make sure I check my own vital signs. Make sure nobody knows I'm a robot.
They can never know that I'm actually a robot.
I still remember the walkout he had at Red Bull Kumite, Japan, where everybody
had their hands out. He was just like,
he's just like, dum dum.
He was in the Spike Lee walk through all of them.
Dum dum dum.
Like it's
dum 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 dum.
Well, somebody's about to be terminated from this team battle, and it's either going to be the Bandits or the Vodafone Giants. But I'm going to tell you right now, the Bandits are on the verge of making something very magical happen right here. Vodafone Giants could be taking their very first team battle loss if you play correctly.
That it's the Balrog pick going on. Man, yo, you're using the walk speed from young Zeku to get up in your face and disgrace you with that throw. That was really well placed. Oh,
Cabba
there
started
it is, the
getting
Cabba
warmed up.
power up.
What?
That was sick.
Oh, that was a neutral jump. That could have been like that.
Look at how active NRD's with the light normals.
Bro, the crouch jab still getting whiff punishments from so far away.
Oh, he didn't get the punish.
Crouch medium kick. Perfect distance for the dash punch. I like that buffer into the boosh and slide and the V skill and getting really close to trigger right now.
Plus frames, had to use the V reversal there. Infectious did not want to face the repercussions.
Ooh, that
Big
back heavy
confirm.
punch. Trigger on the table. You're dead. You're dead.
Oh, let's go!
Oh boy, this is looking real clean from NRD right now. He wanted to ensure that victory too, spending the bar after the V trigger. This is looking good. He's so good at masking his charges, it's ridiculous.
I mean, yo, he is a birdie player, and he was always charging bullhorn. So
that's true.
Always charging
that is true.
bullhorn.
Man's got the shoulder button tech. They're breakdance fighting. Oh boy.
Wow, the whiff punish. Oh, yo, those gloves are made of platinum.
I feel like MenaRD is actually punching Cabba the way he's yelling after these hits.
Back heavy punch. Gets the boosh and slide knocked down a little closer to the corner. Still fishing with that back heavy punch.
What a whiff punish just outside of the desk.
Oh, the nerves.
Oh, this is actually tough. V-Skill 2 while charged up. Could be a huge threat, hit or block. You don't even have to worry about the charge either. Oh, that's huge.
Big damage on the table. Not enough. Oh,
you actually got this, man!
Oh my God! MenaRD takes the first game and sends Infectious back with a hot dog. Bro, how did Cabba make that noise? He was drinking at the same time.
he was actually drinking water while yelling, Steve. How did he do that? How is this possible? Yo, even UIU was just, and I was just like bobbing his head, and then Oil King was like, let's go.
Oh. Bro, Cabba is going off. Back throw, wait a minute.
Oh,
that stun was on the table.
This is so godlike.
Gets the crush.
Ooh.
Decent damage, spins the EX, nothing left in the tank,
man,
though.
the stun is imminent, though. Dun, dun, dun. And not going to spend it yet.
Didn't have the bar.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, he just built it. You're right. EX grab. Ugh.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Giving him the hot dog back. Very courteous. I like that.
That was really nice, man.
Buy one, get one free today. You love to see it. Oh.
It's the sweep. Back throw. Oh, bro, that cackle is so...
I can't believe it. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. So is that forward throw, and now the pressure being applied by MenaRD. Another throw is going to be enough. Oh, the stun is here.
Set point for Bandits.
Did you just say
Set
Granta de la Boca?
point
I definitely
for Bandits.
Oh my God. Cabba, the MVP right now.
Yo, the conversion. Yo, Mena, stop.
You're actually nasty. You're catching Infectious, moving forward. Oh, but don't count the robot out yet.
Sometimes needs a little time to reboot. The reversal.
Software.
Lots of gray life. Wake up, gets the jab in the target's shoulder. Switch back to the old man. D-shift 2.
Not spending the bar yet. Trying to enforce all of these frame traps. You thought you could backdash in front of me? V-skill 2, locked and loaded. Let's see if your firmware update can stop this.
Oh.
Don't get it. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Plus frames? You can't V-reversal that. Okay, it's going to be just fine. MenaRD is trying to mask it, right? He's trying to look for an opportunity to either charge the V-skill or force an error from Infectious, making him think the V-skill is coming.
Watch for the sweep, though.
Nah, the sweep is not going to be a big deal, I feel like. Oh, boy. It's too far, Steve.
Set point on the line. MenaRD can make a huge
double
world of Street Fighter League, taking out Vodafone's last member with Infectious. That's their first loss this season, and it came from the last place team in week 4. Mark your calendars. What just happened? Man, they're really holding that. You could see the confusion once Mr. Crimson started fighting MenaRD's Balrog. You saw how things changed up. He was literally looking confused on the screen. He was like, I don't understand.
Bandits also made a bet with Punk saying if they got this W, you're taking us out to dinner. Immediately after, Cabba turned to Punk. He's like, ramen.
with the rolled R's? Ramen.
That's what I'm talking about. He said it emphatically. He's like, yeah, that's my boy. By the way, you getting us some ramen.
Well, look, if Mr. Crimson looking like, man, you got me. Like, Mr. Crimson walked over and shook his head. He's like, yo, damn, that was good. That was good.
That's some damn good Street Fighter. You know where you found it? Right here, Street
I
Fighter
told
League
you. What did I say? You didn't even have to look under your bed. You ain't have to do nothing. It was on a platter. You ain't even have to order it. This is part of what we give you as the appetizers, like the free bread at your favorite restaurant. This is the Street Fighter you get from SFL. It's instant. Oh my gosh.
Let's take a look at the current standings with week number 4. Again, Bandits making a significant change up for the teams here.
Man.
Oh my goodness, I almost lost.
Let's take a look at the standings, right?
Okay.
So we're at 2-1 for Nasser, now in first place, tied, with Vodafone Giants now 2-1 as well. Panda in third place at 1-1. Bandits now in fourth place with 1-1. UIU at 1-1 1 and 2,
bro. They got their W.
Excuse me, I couldn't see it because,
It's fine. You just got to remember, UIU getting a W, 1 and 2, and then down below is Team NordVid actually getting knocked down significantly because of their loss that they faced today against Nasser. They went from being tied in 3rd and 4th place all the way down at the bottom because of the big change-up from Team Bandits taking down the big guys, Vodafone Giants.
Man, I honestly, look, this can definitely be considered an upset, right? I mean, not saying on the skill side of things, but just the fact that a lot of people, statistically, a lot of people, you're looking at Vodafone Giants, you're like, who's going to beat this team? You're looking at the first weeks of Season 4, and you're like, who's going to beat this team? They've already beaten Punk's team. Like, what other team is going to be able to stop them? I guarantee you nobody's going to bet that it's going to be Bandits. They're not going to see it coming.
I mean, Punk already lost one of the bets, right? They're already taking him out to dinner. So if Punk got it wrong, then best believe it's going to be as unpredictable as ever. That's the biggest thing about Street Fighter League. It's completely unpredictable, but one thing's for damn sure, it only gets better week after week. We're only in week number 4, and of course, all of this would not be possible without the help of Astro and those A40 headsets.
And I would just want to say thank you and major shout-outs to Astro, the official headset and mix amp of Street Fighter League Season 4. Been holding us down 10 years in the FGC, and these A40 headsets are amazing. Of course, all the players out there are using them. I have a pair at home. You should get your very own. Thank you once again to Astro for helping us out here for Street Fighter League as well as just the FGC.
If you guys want to check it down below, go over to that Twitch panel, pick up a pair of those A40 headsets, and be just like the players here at Street Fighter League to get the crisp, clear, all the comms and the sounds that you get from any game that you play, including Street Fighter V. Now we're moving on into this part of the day. We got to get that interview from Team Bandits and MenaRD, and of course we have none other than Hollywood Rob TV to give us that breakdown.
You thought you had everything figured out, didn't you? You thought that we knew the pecking order up to this point. The Vodafone Giants have been looking just completely unstoppable, their strategy and everything. Bandits coming off of their loss, they were 0-1. But then we seen in the end of the day, when you have the pride of the Dominican Republic, when you have Cabba in the background, Vamos! And when you have, of course, the Raging Bull, the Capcom Cup champion and current Capcom Cup qualifier, MenaRD, anything is possible. Mena, how are you feeling right now? Do you think you just put people on notice?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now because, you know, the first W is the hardest one. Yes. Now that we got it, I'm confident. All the bull needs is some confidence, and my boy, you know, when we keep playing more and more, we will keep improving, so I'm feeling extremely good.
I mean, you have every reason to feel good, man. And, you know, as far as improving, how about Hermes? I talked to him in a pre-match interview, and his mentality, he just seemed still confident. You know, the bright lights didn't seem to bother him whatsoever. And then here, his character gets banned. And even with that being the case, my guy Hermes comes out and has an amazing match with Infectious with the Kage. How did it feel to watch him play at that level?
I feel very proud. You know, I think this is the first time, the biggest stage that he has been in international level. So I'm feeling very proud about his gameplay, and just honestly, he will surprise people. I know him.
And you know, something that surprised me a little bit, just because I'm not used to seeing Cabba bring the real Cabba out like this in Street Fighter League. Of course, any of us that have attended majors, we know, okay, all that type of stuff. Cabba always bringing the energy. How much does Cabba's energy that he brings play into improving you guys' performance overall as a team?
Well, all I can say is Mena without Cabba ain't Mena. If I lost to you and Cabba wasn't there, that wasn't me.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, it'd count if you had lost to me, though. Okay, I respect that. Right now, moving forward, how do you like you guys' chances, man? Like, do you think you guys have what it takes to not just make the playoffs, but actually win this entire thing?
Of course we do. Honestly, I've been a world champion already, so no goal is higher than that, and I already did it. I always believe in myself, in my country, and my team, especially Cabba, Evo finalist. So we're gonna do what we have to do. Of course, our first goal is making the playoffs, but if we make it there, is game over. We're definitely making it to the finals.
The Raging Bull, MenaRD, amazing performance from him leading his team to victory. 2 extremely big wins after the players were already weakened up, of course, by Hermes putting on a breakout performance with his Kage, and of course, Cabba bringing all of that energy and having an amazing guile. The Team DR clearly putting their squad on the map even more so. Before we get out of here, we are going to get some closing statements from Tasty Steve and Vicious, and that's all coming up after the Astro Listen-In.
Yes. Oh, be careful when he does the EX bullhead. I would just do the DP punish, because when he uses the V skill 2, he reels back, so it would make your button whiff. So forget about any button. When you got EX ball head, just DP punish. It'll be
DP right away, right?
Yeah, because if he does the V skill 2, it reels back, and then if you try to do a button beforehand, it will whiff. So if you've got EX ball head, just do a DP punish.
Ahí llegó la cubeta.
¡Ah! ¡Llegó el tipo! ¡Llegó! ¡Míralo aquí!
Vámonos.
¡Soe! ¡Tío!
¡La cabra, la cabra!
¡Tú estás loco! ¡Tú eres loco! ¡Llegó el contenedor! ¡Llegó!
Lock and loaded, it's time for war.
Can't start the show without Star.
This is the path of my destiny. Come on, let's turn up the heat. About time to finish this. See what I'm really made of.
I'll show you.
How do you like this?
It's time for war.
That is the truth of what you must seek.
Welcome to the center of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
This country is incredible. I will become a lawyer. I have to.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Who are you? Herlock Sholmes. You must have heard of me.
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san.
Let us engage in the art of deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, what have we here? It would seem the truth is now tantalizingly close.
The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Objection! Your testimony completely contradicts the facts.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
You're the best lawyer in the world.
and you can see how much it means to Bandits, right? That was an emphatic win going up against the #1 in the standings, Vodafone Giants. And I gotta say, I have to emphasize this, Cabba was definitely the MVP for that entire segment. Hands down.
Cabba literally had the entire studio. He was so loud, but that's what you want though, right? We've already talked about like why team synergy is important. That's why we talked about these guys being a family, right? They are literally in here to get the most out of this. They have people on their team like not only Cabba, but a Capcom Cup champion, Hermes Venator, still on the team, and really you use that to gather data so you can do better against these other teams. And even though they aim for him, just imagine if they aim for somebody else. Maybe Mena was not be able to do that, right? Maybe he wouldn't have made that pick. What if they had aimed for Cabba instead, and that W wouldn't have came out?
True.
So it's all about the order, is what I'm trying to say here, ladies and gentlemen. It's really what that order boils down to, as well as how the cards fall, right? The fact that Cabba was able to clutch it out and Mena was able to clutch it out even more so just adds to it.
And they banned Phenom.
And
they used their
banned
first
Phenom.
half
Exactly.
to ban Phenom.
That's what did I say that? I said I was talking about.
It was so good. It paid off so beautifully for the side of Team Bandits. You know, I want to say Team Bandits, but I really want to say Team DR because nothing is stronger than family. And when it comes to this team, that's exactly what they are. You mentioned it earlier. They are definitely a family unit. They have the most synergy. I feel like, in my personal opinion, out of everybody here, you saw the magic of the Bash brothers on top of the philosophizer that is Hermes Venator. These guys are going to be so exciting to watch going forward, as it's only been their second game and now they're at 1-1, taking down the Giants. Absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, just think about the fact. I'm looking at what this looks like for the future ban, right? Because that means now in the second half they can aim for one of the bigger guys, right? And this is a double round
into the void, and it's still gonna hit, and it's still gonna matter.
Right? It's all like this is really, really important. I touched on this because if you can use that ban pick to take out one of what you would consider a weaker matchup, then in the second half push it on something that's a lot harder. You give your chances a significant raise, because if you can clip and make sure one of these stronger players are not able to use one of their main characters, just fast forward to the second half of the season where they play these guys again. And literally, I just talked to Mr. Crimson and he said they want to play. He's like, I can't wait because we are going to play them again. And I love that just ignited a fire under them. And look what it did for MenaRD and the Bandits. And I don't mean MenaRD, but I mean Cabba. I mean Hermes Venator. What an amazing showing. What a way to put the standings on its head. I mean, if you go back and look at last week, you're going to be like, man, things aren't going so good for either one of A, B, or C teams. And now things look like they're on their head.
Yeah, so we have so much to look forward to, right? Bandits only playing 2 games, but making a significant change up for the rest of the standings. In fact, let's take a look at it right now. The standings, just to remind you folks at home, Vodafone Giants no longer in first. Instead, it's actually Nasser 2-1 right below them. Vodafone Giants suffering that L. Panda at 1-1. Bandits now at 1-1, moving up from that 6th spot. UYU with a W on the board, 1-2, and NordVid going down below the wayside at 6th place currently.
Look, it's not easy here in the world of Street Fighter League. I can tell you that right now. As you can see by some of these matches, some of the players, some of the characters you're getting, these guys are playing at such a level that matches like this are aplenty. We're gonna have more. This is only week 4 of Street Fighter League. This is going to be ridiculous. I honestly cannot wait to see what we have coming up for next week's team battles, because we're still in this first half of the season. We still have more teams that can play before we get to that second half, and they can get a lot more comfortable with each other. Maybe they can hope to be like a MenaRD, Cabba, and a Hermes Venator, and that can get you big W's on their side going further into the season.
I'm already excited for it, man. I'm looking forward to week number 5 because we have the following going up for our next team battle. You see it on your screen right now. It's going to be Nasser going up against Bandits. Both of them looking absolutely hot right now. Then, of course, you have Panda versus UYU. It's going to be a big time battle going up next week, and it's happening each and every week. But again, we're only on week number 5, ladies and gentlemen. We highly encourage you guys to check it out here at Street Fighter League Season 4. The action does not stop, and until then, keep playing Street Fighter. We'll see you all next week. Oh my God. Cabba, the MVP right now.
Yo, the conversion. Yo, Mena, stop.
You're actually nasty. You're actually nasty. You're catching Infectious, moving forward. Oh, but don't count the robot out yet.
Sometimes needs a little time to reboot. Be reversal. Lots of great life. Wake up, gets the jab in the target shoulder, switch back to the old man. V-shift 2.
Not spending the bar yet, trying to enforce all of these frame traps. You thought you could backdash in front of me? V-skill 2, locked and loaded. Let's see if your firmware update can stop this. Don't get it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Plus frames, you can't V-reversal that. Okay, it's gonna be just fine. MenaRD is trying to mask it, right? He's trying to look for an opportunity to either charge the V-skill or force an error from Infectious, making him think the V-skill is coming.
Watch for the sweep though. Watch for the sweep though.
Nah, the sweep is not gonna be a big deal, I feel like. Oh boy! It's too far, Steve!
Set point on the line. MenaRD can make a huge
double dash
in the world of Street Fighter League.